Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Whozone Live on this Saturday evening for the Two Doctors watch along discussion. Hope to find you all very well, indeed. I'm going to send the invites out because remember, we did say last week we're going to get straight onto it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. No chatting about, just straight in to the watch along, and then whatever discussions we want to have, we can have after. So I'm sending the emails. We will have someone joining me later on. I've not to mention their name, but I will have someone joining me a little bit later on, or maybe at the start of the stream. I don't know when they could appear. So I'm sending out the emails now. So check your emails. We'll do a few shout outs then. Then after the shout outs, we'll get the show on the road. We're going to get the show on the road. I'm going to introduce everybody. And as soon as I introduce everybody and I introduce the last guest, that's when we're going to start. So I'm sending all the emails. So check our emails, folks. You should be all getting emails now. And I think there's one more after this. So there we go. Everybody's starting to come in now. Good. As I said, we're going to just get straight into it. And then whatever chat we want to have, we can have after the fact. Because, you know, I've noticed that when we do a panel, the whole panel's not staying. So I'd rather them do the watch along. And then if they want to chat afterwards or leave afterwards, then that's fine. But, like, I mean, a couple of people left without giving a rating last week. So we're gonna be strict on it this week. So hold on now. I just want to let the special guest know that. Oh, see Cheryl's in the chat. Hello, wife. How are you? So just to let them know. So I've sent everybody the link. Right. We're going to start bringing the guests on. And then we're going to, as I said, we're going to start. So we have Problem Being joining us tonight.
Good evening.
Good evening. We've got the real super doctor joining us tonight. Good evening.
Good evening, Noel.
We've got Charlotte joining us tonight. Good evening. And we're just waiting on Rabbi and the special guest, and then we're going to start straight away. I sent Rabbi an email. So someone said something in the private chat there. There he is. And we got Rabbi here as well. Right. We're going to just get straight into it, right? And then, like, after that, then we can talk. So.
Oh, you're a robot, Rabbi. We can hardly hear you.
I think he maybe need to reset his computer.
He probably does. And Rabbi, while you're there, have you got the link to Two Doctors? If not, I can get the DVD, hunt the DVD down. But have you got it there handy? If not, let me know so we can DVD on. So, because I want to start this ASAP.
As I say, if he's got it, I could do with getting it sent to me. I've watched it, but just so I can keep track.
Same here, yeah. We'll give him a few minutes.
Oh yeah, no fair dues. Because I think on Dan's stream, God love him, he was going in and out on there, so I don't know if he's got internet issues.
Yeah, everybody seems to be having internet issues. I even last night on my gaming channel had internet issues. The internet went crazy. Alpha Omegas went crazy as well. I think it's a worldwide thing. There's something going on with the weather.
Have you sent PD Rich the link? He's asking in the chat.
And he's just sent it to me, Winol, so you should get the link, Rabbi, and he's just sent it to me.
Why don't I ever get an email? I don't know.
You always forget PD Rich. You're like, it's like the new Daniel. We forget him as well.
I don't know.
And I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for all the kind messages yesterday. The other day, I was fine. I was fine.
Yeah. You only had a headache. You were hardly dying. So
well, yeah, it was a particularly nasty one.
Like,
he can't let you have anything, Lee, can he?
No, Lee, there's a robot. He can't be.
Because he's racist against the English, you see.
Yeah, that's what it is. I just hate you all so much that even when you get a headache, even when you get a headache, I'm
801.
All right. Listen, I'm getting messages left, right, and center of people send me emails. I've sent the emails. Listen, do me a favor. Send PD Rich the link, will you? I've got to send the email back to that bleeding other lunatic as well. Jesus Christ, man.
All right.
And here, do me a favor. Get PD Rich to send you his email address so I can screenshot and write it down. I need to write his email address down.
Oh,
that would be helpful.
He can come in and then he can leave his email in the private chat there for you.
Cool. Right. We got Rabbi here as well, so we're going to add him. Looks like he got a new haircut too, or something, maybe.
And a beard trim.
Yeah, and a beard trim. So he's looking dapper. But we'll see if he has those copies of the two doctors handy. There he is there. Rabbi from another planet.
When he's not muted.
Rabbi from another planet.
Oh, sorry. I didn't make it up. My son just bought a snooker for Canada, and the first beach came off. Oh my god!
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
It's getting better. Maybe it just needs a warm up.
Yeah, it's a bit robotic, Rabbi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
can hear you. But
what did you say? We didn't. I didn't get a word.
Sorry. My son just got a smoker for Hanukkah, and the first meat just came off, and looking pretty darn good. So, hi.
We got the second half of that.
Yeah.
Looking good. Pretty much what I got.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, can you send us the two doctors? Can you hear us? You just sent it. Right,
I was going to say, I've just got it, so you should have got it, no. I've just got it.
Right. Can't really hear him. Right, here's our special guest. I'm going to bring him on, but look, it looks like we rules are going to be thrown out the window as soon as this fella comes on. So, look, whatever happens for the next few minutes, right, it's not my fault. I wanted to start the watch-along, right? So, remember that, right? So, but the only reason why I'm saying that's because the next guest, you'll all love him, right? He hasn't been on in a while. Oh, no, it's not him. Damn. Right. I'm at the building all the way up for nothing for PD Rich. Here's PD Rich.
Oh, I'm a special guest. Yeah. I'm a special guest.
The below par special guest.
Last time I stand in for you on a quiz.
Well, you helped me lose.
I'm the other idiot.
Here I was thinking, oh, that's my special guest. Nope.
I tell you what, you trapped me and PD on a stream a couple of weeks ago. Now you do this to him.
This is brilliant. Yeah, this is
PD,
having a bit of a laugh. Having a bit
Well,
of
that one is only supposed to be on one stream to end up on 3.
Right, hold on. I forgot. I was there. I sent it to the wrong platform. No wonder the bloody idiot in me wouldn't understand why this person wasn't getting the message. Right, I've got your email now, and I've screenshot it now, and I'm gonna write it down, and we'll have no problems anymore. Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on?
Is my sound working now?
Yay! Now you sound like a normal rabbi.
A wee
Not a
bit.
robotic
wee
one.
bit.
Sorry, I'm just saying, my son got a smoker for Hanukkah, and the first meat just came off it, which I was devouring. Oh my god, that's crazy. Have you ever seen a smoker? You get meat and you like put these rubs on it, and you cook it for like 3 hours in this crazy heat, and they come off, and they're very good. They're very, very good.
Well, we actually had a guest on last night, and my internet went gaga. And I thought it could have went badly last night, but it didn't. The guest that was on started talking about smoked meat to
What are your wrenches, Rabbi?
And all, and everybody started talking about food. It was actually great.
Walks off the chat,
Someone was talking about barbecue stuff. Barbecue, yeah, it was great. Great. Lonnie Webb was. Oh, by the way,
your wrench, Rabbi.
Yeah, they got your friend. So we had them on last night. Lonnie Webb.
My friend?
Lonnie.
Who's that?
Lonnie. Yeah.
Lonnie. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you want to know about meat? Speak to Lonnie, mate. He'll tell you how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I tell you, you held the fort. They were talking about barbecued meats and all and stuff. It was great. Brisket, you name it.
Yeah, tell you how to do brisket properly.
Yeah.
I think I sent everybody on the panel, and I think Colin B. Smith normally wants to. So I sent you all links.
Yeah.
I saw it, Rabbi. Thank you.
I'm going to check out everything from the war games right through to Capaldi's last episode.
Hold on, what did you say, Rabbi? You sent it to me?
Yeah.
Plus, it's in the private chat. No,
you sent it to me on Twitter. Okay, right, here he is. After all of that, he's finally here. So our special guest is here, right? So a little surprise for you all. He's been obviously absent for a while, but has recently made his return to YouTube with spectacular consequences. His very first video was a Professor Dinkles was cameo. No, I think it was the other way around. I think Bolstrek was the one that was cameoing in that video.
That was so funny.
It's the one, and by the way, I watched his woke Batwoman video last night. I'm telling you, right, he loses it right at the end. Watch it. He just can't keep it in anymore. He sees the Bat costume and he loses it. He completely just breaks down laughing. I've never seen that. I've never heard that, and so funny in all my life. He literally, the last few seconds, he sees the bat, he puts the bat suit up, and he goes, "What the fuck is this?" And he just loses it. But it's the one and only Trigger Train himself, and he does not give a fuck anymore, according to him. The one and only Bolstrek. Well,
hi.
Hello.
Hello,
back.
Hey, everyone. I'm not here for the watch along. I just am popping in to say hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Bolstrek. Welcome back. Briefly.
Yeah.
Hey, man. How's things and stuff?
Fine.
Awesome.
It's not like the fandom has just decided to do what it's doing right now. Yeah, everything's fine.
They're doing anything. Oh, and yeah. Thanks for the shout out to the videos, Noel, because YouTube has successfully buried my channel.
Oh.
Well, in fairness, though, right? I did say this to you last night. You have to remember, right? There's a couple of elements. You are right. YouTube is doing something to big YouTube channels. Sure, they've been doing it to mine as well, which is ridiculous, right? That cannot be denied. But the thing about it is as well, you've been absent for a while. So you should just wait and see what happens with your videos first, because I reckon that with people over the
I'm just at the I don't give a fuck anymore, so I'm just gonna put up whatever I want.
Fair point.
That's it.
It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, YouTube hates a void, though, doesn't it? It's like if you don't put out content, then it will just you fall off the algorithm.
Actually, well, it was kind of funny because my first video coming back, which was the Professor Dinkles video,
was
performed normally. And then it was the last two videos where I looked at the analytics.
When they noticed you back.
Hmm?
When they noticed you back, and that's when they started to throw you.
Yeah, they. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, watch my videos. You'll be one of the 5 people that actually saw them. But on happy news, I have ended my 18-year ban on the Harry Potter movies.
Wow. So you went back and watched the Harry Potter movies. There's definitely something wrong with you. What's happened to you?
This is why, to more of a funny, sad topic. So this is why I banned the movies for 18 years. So
Right.
back to the end of May 2002.
Right.
The day the first Harry Potter was released on DVD and VHS. Younger and much less grumpy Bolstrek was working for a now defunct Canadian company called Future Shop in movies and video games. So the Harry Potter release thing was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So young, naive, cheerful Bolstrek with hair and goddamn phone. Don't interrupt my story. Okay, so I go in there on a Harry Potter release day to find out that my entire department had called in sick. And this was one of those releases where people are lined up around the block. So it was my job to make sure that as the only person there, I got to stand next to the display all day. And Future Shop, in their infinite wisdom, had a special for the first 100 copies that went for $19.99. Then after those were gone, it went up to $29.99. And that did not include the full screen version. So as you could imagine, the first 100 went within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then young Bolstrek spent the next 8 hours getting yelled at by people in Harry Potter costumes. So it kind of soured me to the Harry Potter thing for 18 years.
Right.
So it's like being, I'll call you back in a second. So it's like, what do they call it? PTSD. So I had PTSD from being yelled at by Harry Potter costume people for 8 hours. So I decided I hate that film series. So I banned it for 18 years. Then I'm shopping online Black Friday, like Harry Potter, the set, $40 Blu-ray. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm like, yeah, and people have been yelling at me for years because I was boycotting them for stupid reasons. So I bought the Harry Potter set, and I watched it. I actually like it, although it kind of sucks knowing that Hermione grows up to be the most despicable person on the face of the earth. But
she was innocent and not an idiot then.
She was she was not terrible. So that's what I did.
The question I need to ask you is, are you a Harry Potter fan now?
I might be, but Noel, I got to go return this phone call. God damn it. Phone all week, and then as soon as I go live, it's my dad. I got to see what's up. I will be right back. So I regaled you with the story. So hopefully you all enjoyed the story of my Harry Potter trauma.
Brilliant. Well, while you're gone now, I'm going to slag the crap out of you. So go ahead.
Okay, that's okay, man. Have you been on my Twitter account?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's not what I'm going to do now. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, yeah, cancel me.
Yeah, I'm going to big time over Harry Potter. That ain't flying with me.
Okay. Bye.
See you, Paul.
Oh my God.
Ciao for now.
Well, you know what? It was bound to happen sometime. TV is that shit that even movies that people have avoided for over 18 years, they're going back and watching now because like there's nothing for them. I mean, look, I just never got into those movies, to be quite honest with you.
They were my childhood, those movies. I
know. Yeah, growing up your time. Look, they were huge. I'm not denying they were huge. I'm not denying that they have a huge appeal either. Well, less so now because the J.K. Rowling is hated by almost everybody now. But those movies are I know they've made their mark. You know, they've ingrained themselves into pop culture, but I just don't get it. Wizards.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what I honestly think it was? Especially for my generation, we grew up with them, and I can't think of another franchise that it got that big and you literally grew up with. like you watched it as a little kid when they were little kids in the movie, and then when you were a teenager, they were teenagers, and then the last films were like dark and they were like adult, and like you were just getting to that phase of your life, so it synchronized quite perfectly for people my age.
No, you have a point, because a few years later, then we had the whole Lord of the Rings. Then that was a big phenomenon. Then, but we were all a bit older then at that stage. So you are right. You kind of grew up with Harry Potter, whereas we grew up with the likes of, as I said, well, I wasn't around for Star Wars. Obviously, I was the first one anyway. I don't think, but definitely the second and third one. I think I was born, wasn't I? Yeah, I was born. So yeah, I don't even remember the dates, but I was born. Yeah, I wasn't a little swimmy thing.
Yeah, Matrix and prequel trilogy. We were all
growing up with. And then we all had the Matrix. Yeah, that was a big thing. First movie was groundbreaking. Second movie was crap. Third movie was a bore. I'm sorry, I don't know what they were trying to do. And this new one, you can forget about the new one.
Well, it's on HBO Max, so probably nobody will watch it.
Yeah,
is that the Wachowski sisters now, not brothers?
Yeah, they're sisters.
Right,
now,
just trying to get my pronouns right.
Yeah.
Pronouns.
Apparently this latest movie, apparently the Matrix movies has been an allegory for trans people all along.
Allegory. It's been proven not to be the case. Look,
what's
just some guy's video? What's some guy's video on that? He did a brilliant take on that, and also I've seen other trans YouTubers saying it isn't
don't
either.
Care that they're trans, but don't let that affect your writing, and don't be coming out with nonsense.
Look, it used to be. They used to say it was an allegory for
just some guy, yeah, I know.
Gay people, and then it changed obviously as they became. As they came out as trans, all the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly.
As I've said before, I identify as a carrot, and my pronouns are blah, and
I identify as a tree.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, so like I said, but yeah, I have to leave at around 3 my time, so in half an hour. I got this family dinner thing I got to go.
Oh, you doing family dinner thing?
Yeah, I'm still doing my Doctor Who boycott, so yeah, I'll be there in spirit.
Yeah, actually,
what's worse, watching this episode or a family thing? Like, what's worse?
You guys are watching what, the Two Doctors this week?
Yeah,
I actually like the Two Doctors.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's Rabbi back with his Santa hat on.
Yeah.
He's tired as
hell. Is it working better now?
Yeah.
Very good.
Everyone's having internet problems tonight. Even I had them.
Yeah, but no, here's the thing. It's a worldwide thing because it was happening last night. My internet during my stream last night went completely dead. Then I streamed again last night. Alpha Omega problems with his internet. And I was having problems with mine. The signal kept going from strong to low. And then when I was broadcasting, it was actually telling me that the internet connection wasn't strong enough to broadcast live, but it was still broadcasting live.
Yeah,
it was weird
this week too.
It's weird. And by the way, it's the same week, believe it or not, that Google have updated their latest update now. They keep coming out YouTube, Google, Twitter, with all these new terms and conditions now, because next year now it all changes. Next year we are screwed as content creators.
Well, I got kicked out of everything Google, and I almost couldn't get back in.
Weird.
Wow.
Yeah, because I had to update when I went into my email. It says I had to update the latest settings. Rabbi keeps going. See, Rabbi's internet is very touchy this week. It's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, hopefully mine's alright.
Is it though? I was saying this to Cheryl started laughing yesterday.
Hanukkah, that's why.
Well, here's the thing. Is it those aliens that Israeli, the former defense minister was talking about? Maybe they're messing. Listen, don't be messing with me Wi-Fi. You can do whatever you want, but do not mess with
whoever you want. Leave the Wi-Fi alone.
Leave the Wi-Fi.
I welcome the Martians at this point. Just come and just.
You know what I said? Sarah laughed, but I think this is true. I honestly do believe this. I think this is the only way that we can make humanity come together right now. Something big like that, something where we're
an external threat.
Because right now, I just don't like the way society is going. I don't like the world it's cold.
Really, you don't like it, Noel? You
No.
don't like all the brainwashed young folks and the. Oh yeah, last time I was here was I think before a certain election, so things have gotten really nutty.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, things have changed. Even YouTube's policies have changed since then. You can't
Well,
talk.
one thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, Noel.
about it.
It's funny, isn't it? It's just a conspiracy theory. These are all conspiracy theories. So we have to ban it. Look, if it was just a crazy conspiracy theory, then people would just ignore it. You know,
Well,
but if you have to mandate to stop it,
stuff on the 9/11 conspiracy, and you're going to ban all the stuff on the JFK conspiracies, because if you're going to do, this is what I always talk about. If you're going to do something like that, right? Even though I don't agree with it and I think it's wrong censorship anyway, everybody has the right to talk about, even if it is complete nonsense or whatever. If they want to upload that, they have a right. Once it's not hate speech and it's not degrading a certain group or whatever, right? But if they have a conspiracy theory, they have every right to upload that. But the problem that I have is they're only taking down those videos that talk about that event in November, right? So if you put out false information, they're taking it down. It's not copyright strike, you just remove the content, right? So they're going to start doing that with every other conspiracy theory, because I don't buy the fact that this is the reason. Well, it's a conspiracy theory. It's also untrue, so we're removing it. So that'd be
here's something that's untrue.
It's a violation of Section 230 in America.
Video. So the thing is, it's completely and blatant censorship, and that's all it is.
Well, here's one for you: the office of the president-elect. There isn't such a thing, but they immediately say it and use it. You know,
it's a thing. But one thing I noticed really funny about YouTube, because I hadn't uploaded in 6 weeks or however long it was, and I've seen every change on this site going back to Moses was a baby. So I upload my Doctor Who video last week, and my God, there's this whole other section to monetize, and there's like actually a list. You can't have this. 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 Do you certify that you don't have any of this? So what you're saying is I'm not allowed to potentially offend anyone. I'm like, so nobody can get monetized anymore, unless it's like a kitten video. I'm going over the list. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So that's something that came up while I was away. I don't know, Noel, you've probably seen the list.
Well, there's a Tulsi Gabbard, isn't it? Who's going through to try and correct the Section 230, which is the protections of groups like Twitter and YouTube and all the rest of it, for being platforms, so they don't get sued for acting as publishers, because they are editorialized.
Yeah, publishers.
Exactly. That's why they want to recheck. That's why they want to change this Section 230 to make it clear that they must not editorialize to keep under that protection. Otherwise, they will be classed as publishers.
Well, it's
I hope that gets
YouTube
through.
used to be a platform.
Exactly.
It's recently as 5 years ago. You could do anything you wanted on this site. Now it's selective publication. And
what's your woman's name that's in charge now? Because everybody keeps slagging her off. Susan. I
can't say the surname.
Yeah, our second name was wherever.
Americans and their weird surnames.
Is that
the one that looks like a librarian?
She seems to be. But by the way, I just want to mention for Doctor Who fans, especially classic Who fans as well, this happened only a couple of days back. I don't know if everybody's aware, but Dame Barbara Windsor, best known for her role as Peggy Mitchell, but she also was in the Carry On movies. And if I'm correct in saying as well, she was also in Doctor Who, has died at the age of 83. Now, she was a legend of the small screen. She was a legend of the Carry On movies. Listen, she was a battle axe. Peggy Mitchell in EastEnders growing up. She was...
Get out my pub!
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. She had some of the best episodes, best stories, I have to be honest, and it is sad. I know 83, someone will say, she She lived.
She died at the same age as my grandmother.
Yeah, it was dementia in the end. So it's sad to see someone like that go as fast as she did, because she was well a couple of years back when she was diagnosed, and everybody was shocked. But she obviously that disease is dementia is very fast, and yeah.
And another thing is, it's very sad that not very many of the original cast members of EastEnders are left.
I know. That's the.
She wasn't an original member.
No, she wasn't.
She came in like in the 90s.
Ian Bill's the only one really.
By the way, what you're saying about YouTube, there's no fighting it. There's no winning, okay? And there's no 230. Nothing. If things go the way they look like they're going, this is just what it is. Okay, there is no, they can define reality and control your.
Well, it's
speech.
interesting that Tulsi Gabbard though is a Democrat, isn't she? She's from the left.
Listen, who are you fighting? Like you're going to be taking on Twitter, Google, Facebook, And
I mean, yeah, but that's what the bill is part of.
Okay, I guess they won. You know.
Yeah, but it's part of this thing where they're trying to break up these big tech companies, and they should really move on with it.
Companies have won.
Nobody's won yet.
Yes, okay. Listen, if he's won unless something very unlikely happens. But assuming that who the person in the media told us is the projected president-elect. Everything goes according to they've won.
Yeah, listen. I told you this weeks ago, right? And you kept holding out hope. I'm telling you now.
It's not
January comes along.
I think it's very
Trump is no longer president, and you just have to accept it. And for the next 4 years
I think it's very likely.
But listen, it won't be 4 years of Biden, because he'll be gone after a year or two.
And then it's going to be terrifying.
You're missing the point. Well, I think what's most likely is Texas and about 6 or 7 other states are going to form their own union. That's what they're talking about now.
But they always do this every few years. It's
like, what can you do? You can't. You can either uphold.
Well, the only move that they've got left at the moment.
That's all the only thing they've got left.
No, that's not true. The only other option available. I mean, this was also part of their plan as well, that if it didn't go to the Supreme Court, that the other states will be sort of encouraged to send their own electors to the House of Representatives. So what happens then is it goes into there, and then if they manage to do that, then it's the battle between the electors. Now, the president of the House, I think, is Mike Pence, who can refuse to validate the election, and then it will have to go to the House of Representatives, and each state has one vote.
Yeah,
and
but
then,
he won't do it.
this is it. It's going to be a lot of threats and intimidation across the board anyway.
I'll tell you why he won't do it, because at the end game will be for him. He will look at it this way: will this, if I continue to go on the way I'm going on, is it gonna ruin America's reputation? And whether you agree with this or not, there's one thing I do believe, that man does love America, and I think he'll do the right thing. But I think he will run in 4 years' time. I think he will go for that second term. I don't think he's going to give in that easy, but he'll have 4 years now to work on Joe.
Well, I can tell you how things are going to go, which is really bad for any of us on YouTube or in social media. If this person, that the individual that the media elected does become president, so we know I give him a year at best.
Yeah.
Then the worst case scenario, as I'm calling it, happens, and the VP becomes president. And oh my God. So you can say goodbye to your freedoms, because when that party could potentially control everything, depending on the runoffs in Georgia in January, but this one party could potentially control everything, and Trump is going to make it, or sorry, I can't say his name. Orange Man or Orange Dude. So Orange Dude is going to run again. He's going to spend the next 4 years fighting them. But as the, I'm just going to call them the Empire. When the Empire has control of government, the Empire is going to do everything they can to shut all of us down because Palpatine, that's what I'll call her, the female Palpatine, is not going to allow any free speech. Free speech will die, and that will be the end of all of us on YouTube. Twitter's a lost cause. They're doing everything they can to shut down Parler, and they're going to deem that platform hate speech and probably ban it in the U.S. Same thing with BitChute and all the others. So literally over the next 4 years, you are going to see 1984 levels of censorship, and it's going to be the end of all of us, because the only reason we're still here now is the Empire hasn't been in charge for the past 4 years, because the Empire losing in 2016, we'll call it the fledgling Empire, they did not expect to lose. The election of the orange fella was out of nowhere. It was something they had to expect. They're going to do everything they can to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah, and they did.
Enjoy your freedom while you have it for 2 months.
So that's it. Enjoy it for 2 months, because in January the shit hits the fan. Oh, and what Bolshek hasn't mentioned there, in between that as well, probably go to war with someone just to kind of add a little bit of spice to it. If 2021 he'll add a little war to it as well, because he's already said, if you watch that interview, he already said if anybody interfered with the elections, which he believes that people did, he says that he was going to do something about them. So don't be surprised.
Well, it'll probably be Russia. That's the end game. I mean, Brzezinski, when he was big and when he was alive, that was his big plan. And if you looked at what Hillary Clinton's rhetoric was,
it was Russian. Yeah,
it was all about the hot war with Russia. Yeah.
They're warmongers. The Democrats are warmongers. That's all they are. That's all they've ever been. So,
dude, they're going to go to war with themselves. States that won't toe the line. It's going to be the 1860s all over again.
Well, bearing in mind there's going to be a civil war within the Democratic Party anyway, because you've got the extreme left vying for power, and you've got their youthful idiot soldiers on the streets who want to take power. I mean, we're seeing it already happening in Seattle State, aren't we? With
that's why we slapped them down.
Yeah. But yeah, I must depart for in a couple minutes. But so you guys are doing the two doctors this week. I know Sylvester McCoy is up next week. I have boycotted Doctor Who, but I hate season 24 with a passion. So if you guys are watching anything from season 24, I will join in, because I'm perfectly fine with roasting it. I don't know what you're watching next week.
Right, but we'll decide now. What do you want to watch next week, guys?
If you pick something from season 24, because it won't change my feelings either way, I will stay here and I will roast the shit out of it. And my least favorite Doctor Who episode of all time is Delta and the Bannerman.
Oh god!
Prior to
2017, Paradise Towers or Dragonfire, mate.
Would everybody agree with me if we left?
Oh, Dragonfire's got the stupid cliffhanger.
Oh, they're all terrible.
The
hanging on a cliff with his umbrella
for no reason.
Stupid cliffhanger.
Right,
that was the craziest scene ever.
Yeah, because they completely cut the whole point of the scene. He was supposed to be going down to pick something off of a little ledge.
Right.
He just climbs down and gets stuck.
With Dragonfire? Is that what we're going with, Dragonfire?
Oh god, no. I was hoping we were going to do Galaxy. I thought that was the plan.
I didn't think we thought that far ahead.
Well,
we probably said it once and then forgotten about it, knowing us.
Well, Dragonfire is only three stories, 3 parts.
Yeah, and this is a 6-parter, which we're doing tonight, so it might be nice to do a shorter one.
6-parter, is it?
I'll let y'all decide.
Well, the version I watched was 6 parts. Maybe that's just the version I have.
I'm on BritBox.
There's 2 edits. If Colin Baker, they were doing 45-minute episodes. So, but when they went into daily syndication, they split the season up into. They split every episode in 2, which is why you'll notice if you're watching anything from Colin Baker's first full season, every second cliffhanger is just awkward and thrown in sometimes in the middle of the sentence. It's because of the way they were edited. So yeah, there is a 6-part version and a 3-part, but the full version is 3 parts.
Well, yeah, I mean it's. I think the Rabbi's link is definitely 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's 3 what Rabbi's doing.
Yeah.
So you got the 45-minute episodes.
Yeah, that's right, as it was.
Rabbi on and we start anyway because, as Charlotte said, it's 45 minutes an episode. So there's 2 parts. That's an hour and a half. Add another 45 minutes. That's over 2 hours. I want everybody to stay.
Yeah, no, I'll leave shortly. But actually, if you guys want to do Greatest Show in the Galaxy, I just like that story too. I could rip it apart. That one gives me.
I love that one.
I hate clowns. I hate clowns.
I love clowns.
One of the students at university looked like WizKid, and I just took the piss out of him like crazy. Called him WizKid. He's like, "What are you talking about? Why are you going to call me WizKid?" Okay. Oh, if you only knew.
You could do a Happiness Patrol because that's one drunken acid trip.
Oh God, no!
That was a lack of budget patrol, I think.
Right, are you ready, guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I will bid adieu while you guys do your watch along, but I'll do a one-off next week, and I will join the watch along, and we'll rip things apart. It'll be fun.
No problem. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, it was nice talking to everyone again.
How about Bell's track?
Thanks, man. And follow me on the Parlor because that's the only way you'll see my videos now. So
no problem.
The Parlor. Love y'all. Have a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Festivus, whatever it is you celebrate. Festivus for the rest of us, man. And peace out. So I will see you, unless something happens, I will see you next week. And enjoy your watch along of when Doctor Who was good.
Yeah. Good night. See you soon, pal.
Good night, Ballstrike.
And let's do the countdown before he goes again.
Wait. Just before we start, if you want. He said, no, stop there. He said Happiness Patrol was a drunken acid trip, like it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's really good, and Greatest Show's awesome too. You just got to do the right drugs, okay? Do the right drugs, kids, and everything is good. This is good with a mild, I would say, what do you call it? E, an E with two.
No, we do not condone the. No.
We don't condone it. But if you're taking it,
No, did you read my message in the chat there, the private chat?
No, I didn't read any messages in the private chat. I've been trying to get this watch along going since the last 45 bloody minutes.
Well, you had balls.
No, I don't care. Listen. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Is everybody in the chat ready? Please press 1.
Press 1 not to die.
Right now. While they're pressing 1, I'll check the private chat now. And then we're going to start.
Yeah, you can have fun of me, absolutely, if you want to be ripping. I'm probably going to be Miss Grumpy again while we do this. Oh, I watched this today, and I was like, oh, this is painful. This is painful.
It is a bit agonizing. But again, now with the current era, everything is better. Now you have
this is not better. This is not better. This is them running about for no reason.
I can't believe it's like condescending and stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
Come on. His daughter's a male version of Whittaker. She's a female version.
I strongly disagree with you. I think he's got acting talent. Which
I just want to punch him like 50% of the time he's on the screen.
He's what? Sorry?
I love the arrogance of Colin
I want to punch him.
Okay, but yeah, listen. Honestly, Peter Capaldi did the same, very similar his first season.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
strangle anyone.
Bad result.
That's probably why I didn't like Series 8 because I thought it was too much of a Colin Baker rip.
Exactly.
I got more of a Hartnell vibe More of a heart.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to draw on. He was trying to draw on the anger and the grumpiness of William Hartnell.
He believed in the character, right?
Yeah,
as opposed to Widow, who just doesn't. He plays the character like with authenticity, which to me, I think, puts it in a different category.
It was the only problem with Colin Baker. It was that coat and that costume. It kind of handicapped his performance.
Colin Baker just hit at the exact wrong moment, right? In fact, he was the wrong actor at the wrong moment to enter the production.
I like the coat. I think the rest of the costume was not so good, like the yellow trousers. I like
the yellow trousers and the orange spats and the shoes.
Yeah.
Green shoes.
If he wore dark stuff underneath, that coat would have popped, and it would have been pretty cool.
See, what I would have thought would have been better if the coat was kind of different patterns of tartan, different patches. It would have looked a bit better.
I think John Nathan Turner should have left with Peter Davison, and this is the time we should have had a Black Doctor, right? This was the exact right time in history where it would have actually meant something. And you could have kept the scripts basically the same to what they had, and I think everything would have been better.
Yeah. I think my problem is, and watching this today, I think it sort of crystallized the main thing that I just struggle with this Doctor is he doesn't give a flying toss about Perry. Like, he sent her off so many ways to possibly get killed.
True.
And I'm just like,
shall we start watching it? Because I haven't seen this for years. I'm going off his performance in what's the name? No, are you ready?
The version of the Doctor was kind of a wee bit kind of grumpy, and for the fact that he wasn't handsome to woo Perry, and Perry kind of, it was like Perry was kind of rejecting him all the time, and he was that kind of nasty towards her all the time because there was tension there.
He was a coward as well.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we start watching it, and then we can have the exactly same conversation and not,
Right.
There's a point.
No, are you ready there now?
I've been ready for the last 45 minutes.
Okay, so you just say wait.
It's funny because everybody starts leaving the watch-alongs and then they say we should start early, but everybody talks for 45 minutes. If everybody just waited until after, then we could actually...
Well, we had Bowles Trek, so that's
an excuse. I said let's start.
Okay, I'll do the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right away we start off with a very unfortunate choice, a bad reuse of the same titles with a rainbow flare. Yeah, it's horrible. It's so
it matches the coat, doesn't it?
Theme tune though,
and you can see the square around the logo as well.
Well, it's very much a version of John Nathan Turner, right?
Well, they're trying to create more of a tunnel effect. That's what they're going for, isn't it?
No, I mean the whole persona is very John Nathan Turner.
Yeah.
See, I quite like this opening with the wrong console.
Oh, the opening is because it's Troughton and Jamie. Oh, the Troughton and Jamie stuff, I was on board. I was loving it. It was everything else.
Yeah, I would have gone for a season of this. With oh Jamie, that is a big one.
I think Jamie just crystallized.
Yeah, it would have been great. What if Patrick Troughton stepped into the role of the Doctor again for the 80s?
Well,
I think that's.
He's not lost anything. He's still the same. Like the facial expressions, the way he talks to Jamie, he's not lost anything, has he? Which is very impressive.
Could have dyed his hair black.
Yeah,
I think they actually wanted to establish he's different. Okay, this is my so far. Yeah, the Patrick Troughton bit magical, and Jamie's 20, 30 years older. It doesn't really matter.
He doesn't look much different, really. To me, when I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, that actor really didn't age that much."
Yeah, it's true.
Although, look at the jelly pots on the TARDIS console.
They could have ironed his shirt as well.
Kind of obvious it's jelly pots.
And you can see both Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines just having such a great time being back.
Oh, they've got chemistry, haven't they?
Yeah.
Right, and you can, I'm sure they improvised a lot of it together.
Yeah.
In the rehearsal.
And Jamie, I love his wit. He just has to say one line, and he doesn't have to do a massive speech. It's just one little "you're an idiot, doctor" moment, and it's hilarious to me. Like the line when he says, "Oh, I'm in a bit when he's like, oh, I'm just watching your diplomatic immunity," whatever he says. I'm like, yeah, that's why I love Jamie. Yeah.
The environment diplomatic skills.
Oh, and Daniel's favourite character now.
Shockeye.
Shockeye.
Yeah.
Shockeye is a bit bonkers, right?
Yeah, nuts.
Shockeye.
And what's in his face were Rice Krispies because the production team used Rice Krispies and all that to stick in his face and all that.
Oh God!
And they melted.
Yeah, I won't repeat what Daniel said to me, but he was like, "Oh, Shockeye," and you can imagine when I was like to him, "Oh, this is fun." When I was talking with him today.
Well, he is the male Jodie Whittaker now after what he said.
It's a bit graphic, this with knives and that.
Yeah.
Never get this in Doctor Who again.
I think that's why I like this season.
Produced it.
He's got the cucumber behind his back.
Yeah.
She cried.
And I do like this, how sort of they see this up, that he sees him here, and then obviously later on what happens. That is clever, I'll give them that.
You get on with your butchery.
I would love to see how Philip Hinchcliffe would have produced the script.
Yeah, I think it would have been a bit more subtle.
Be more body horror shocks.
Yeah. Yeah, be more subtle in the violence, though. It wouldn't just be, heavy violence. I did enjoy that about this series, though. That's why my parents said, "Look, watch it." They were like, "No, it's too violent now. Doctor Who's too violent."
And it was described that the androgum was an anagram of gourmand, like something to do with eating or something like that.
Jacqueline Pierce. Jacqueline Pierce.
Sutherland.
Oh, that's who it was. I knew I recognised the face.
Yep, she's
Justine of the Franzine group.
She's from Blake 7 as well, a major character from Blake 7.
Dastardly!
But probably did I ever tell you my nightmare scenario? Chris Chibnall doing Blake 7 with Jodie Whittaker as Sutherland.
Oh God!
No.
I was watching the Nerdaholics stream earlier. They were talking about what their cast would be for a Blake 7 reboot.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting. They suggested Michelle Gomez.
As who?
Get her
as Sutherland.
She's a bit funny around science fiction now.
Although I think she'd probably be a bit too bonkers.
Yeah.
Right.
The weird silver thing in the background, I think that's off of a Hind D.
I do like Jacqueline Pierce's role in this. I think it's very good.
Oh, she plays a really good part.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the better way I'll phrase it then. There were little bits I was like, oh, this is nice. And then for big chunks, I was just like, can something happen, please?
Yeah.
Dastari turns out to be an anagram of a TARDIS.
Oh. I always found Dastari a really weak character. I just didn't find him as strong as he makes himself out to be.
He's supposed to be this genetic pioneer.
No, he just comes off as a bit of a twonk. Yeah.
Well, and that dress, get up.
That fashion design.
How was it going on?
Yeah. He could only see out of one eye, apparently. He does look a bit funky in that outfit.
It's very 80s, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
it's a bit too
glasses
80s.
as well.
That was the only thing I didn't like about this era of Doctor Who. It was a bit too 80s in places.
And I think the actor moaned that he had to go through Seville with that costume on.
Yeah, it was too hot.
And it was hot.
That's why Colin ditched his frock coat.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't blame him. I bet he was like, right,
Yeah.
if we're going there, I'm not wearing that coat.
Yeah.
I'm sold on a Patrick Troughton Doctor Who season by jumping. I wish they cast him instead of Colin Baker now.
Yeah. Would have worked.
Yeah, because I would say this version has got even like a bit of a short temper as well, which is interesting. Like, he seems to be a bit more likely to sort of explode a bit compared to obviously black and white Troughton.
Yeah.
If you met the Sixth Doctor, you would explode as well.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Karl
would.
Lagerfeld. Karl Lagerfeld is who he reminds me of. The eccentric fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do find as well the sort of theme of the Time Lords, and I think for me this story should have done more with that, with the sort of theme of, do they have a right almost to interfere in this, and should they? And I think if they would have focused in on that for this story, I think it would have been a bit more interesting. It's sort of just in the beginning and they've left.
Lawrence Payne played him.
This really would have worked better if the Androgams were a more established race.
Yeah.
Like who they were.
Yeah.
But we see them for like one scene. If they were like, Sontarans who's trying to like elevate them or something like Ogrons.
Ogrons, that would have worked.
Done. That would have been basically the same.
Yeah. Like they're trying to pick up after the Dalek invasions. Cool 80s music.
Yeah. All the 80s stuff. I was my era. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Same as. I grew up in the 80s.
That wig, though. I bet that's a real hair in the fringe, but the rest of it isn't, clearly.
Okay, 10 minutes in before, and we got Perry with the top off. Okay, I can skip anything right now. Fine.
Yeah.
So one of the problems of this scene is when they wrecked the location, the water was much higher, and it was a stream. Now it's like they barely had any water by the time they got there.
Look, to make the outfit worse, it's got sports socks on.
Right.
Oh.
That's a whopper. There you go, Rabbi.
There you are, darling. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
She's
You don't see that
trouble
Doctor
there.
Who now. I think this is a throwback to Tom Baker. I mean, him with his fishing rod.
Yeah, hey, look, I mean, I do get Charlotte's point. This is all very badly misjudged. I mean, it is. But in the 80s, it just kind of seemed to make sense. It didn't seem weird when I was a kid.
No, like I said, I think it's just, I've seen now a few of Colin's episodes, and every episode I have moments when I'm like, you do remember you're supposed to you have some feeling of and sort of compassion for your companion doctor, right? There should be something there.
But at least I feel he's authoritative, and he is authentic and he believes in what he's saying.
Yeah,
I just don't get
you know what I mean?
And I know it's a running joke I've clicked. Like Perry will say something, and it's a good idea, and he'll take credit for it. But that's just gradually getting on my nerves. That the more I see it, it's like, Perry, why haven't you just gone at this point?
Well, they address that in the second season where they
they? Okay, that's
good. They obviously they had to start off liking each other, and that was basically he had this long journey where he was going to be unlikable and become likable, but they just never had the become likable bit. Again, this all makes sense in the 80s.
I could remember seeing the Twin Dilemma for the first time, and my papa sitting in his chair, and he was cursing and swearing, and he switched it over because he wanted to see the new Doctor. And no, it was,
Yeah.
Listen, I by that time I was watching Doctor Who on my own. And like, yeah, I was embarrassed by Twin Dilemma. That was like,
yeah,
the beginnings of fandom, really.
But that also made me laugh in this episode. Like he shows more care towards Jamie Baker's Doctor than his own companion at times, and I'm just like, what's going on?
I mean, in Conor Baker's defense, Perry is like just a constant whining pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that whiny.
What?
I don't find her that whiny. I think
maybe like the whole thing with the fishing. Well, stop whining. And why are you clambering around in mud in heels? For God's sake, what's wrong with you, girl?
Yeah, Mel was less whiny than Perry.
Yeah, and I don't get me wrong. I like the character.
Seen Mel, to be fair, so I don't have that comparison. So maybe when I see Mel, I'll understand that.
I thought Mel would have been a good companion for the Sixth Doctor if there'd been more stories with the Sixth Doctor.
Yeah.
I mean, they had chemistry together, and it worked pretty well during that serial.
Well, I think you might have just summed it up with no chemistry.
Yeah, and I think like Big Finish got it right that when they did his first companion, she bossed him about and told him shut up. I think that's just what you need with a Doctor like Collins. You just need a companion who can.
Actually, that did kind of work when they brought her in and he's on the exercise bike and he's being like haggard. That actually really did work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like he had a love-hate relationship with Perry.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to describe it. But it's just a bit of a weird thing for me to try and get my head around.
Listen, again, this era is replete with very bad creative choices.
Yeah.
There's no way of denying it. It absolutely is. But I don't find it hateful.
No, it's not that. But I think I find out why I didn't really like Series 8 of Doctor Who now, because it's a bit of a Colin Baker trope, isn't it?
He plays him as like this aloof, alien, unlikable character.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really. That's why I really liked. I watched it last week with was it the Wizard's Apprentice? Because as soon as he comes in on that tank, which I know a lot of people hate, I freaking love it. Again, I'm watching a John Pertwee episode and I dropped acid. Don't do too drugs, kids, but that's what it would be like if he did that.
Yeah. It was just.
I think the problem with Perry is she was initially written for the Fifth Doctor. Because that dramatic change and change of character and because Perry was written for the Fifth Doctor and the two seemed to kind of clash with each other because of the way they both were written.
Yeah.
Right.
They're complete opposite of each other.
Yeah. So it would have been nice for Perry to kind of be with the Fifth Doctor for a wee bit longer.
I just her character bounces better off it, but there's no like abrasiveness.
Yeah, she needs a more sympathetic Doctor.
I really liked the pair of them in the Caves of Androzani. I thought they worked quite well together.
But I have to tell you, listen, I watched this when I was 13, 12, 13, and I'm sorry to admit it, I am mesmerized by her boobies. I just was. What can I say? It made me forgive everything. And look, it's not. I didn't say squeeze Nicola Bright into latex and put her in front of pre-pubescent. If anybody asked me if that was a good idea, I would say probably not. But they did it.
And you were eternally grateful for it.
This is just part of my life. Like now, it is.
That's a wonderful way of seeing things out, Rabbi.
And also, I'm sorry, what were they thinking with those eyebrows? Especially with what they do later to Paul Part. Well,
again, you got to look at that in context of the era. That wasn't outlandish in context, and it wasn't.
Really? They were just broke.
Pink, like bright day-glow pink leg warmers. It was not a stylish time. I was there.
Which companion had the leg warmers? The companion actually had them. It was Mel, wasn't it?
I just remember the 80s being very beige.
Yeah, lots of beige. Star Cops. You want to see 80s? Watch the episode of Star Cops.
Beige with more beige.
Yeah, and I also think the idea of her sort of fighting her nature, like I said, there's little things in here which if they would have just expanded on, I think would have made this a really good episode.
It's a Robert Holmes script, which is always good.
Yeah.
It's just like with Eric Saywood had just given up by this point. He was so pissed off with John Nathan Turner, and it just that's what we're seeing on screen. And it wasn't until you hit like the Andrew Cartmel era when things started to turn around, and that took a year in of itself. See, listen, look at this now. I'm still staring at a bloody booze. What do you want out of me?
I've got to be honest.
It's not my fault you're jiggling them in front of me. I'm a normal, healthy male. God's sake.
When I watched this, as soon as that shot happened, I was like, I know why Rabbi's going to have fun on the stream for this.
Yes! I'm like, yeah, well, listen, I don't care how shit this is. It's one of my most treasured memories. Okay, I think this interplay is quite good. I think he's been quite good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good, and then he just ruins it with like a comment at the end, and I'm just like, can you not?
Yeah, again, you're 100% correct. There are very questionable creative choices. My love of this is clearly based on the era and where I was in my life rather than the quality. Yeah. There's a reason the popularity of Doctor Who bottomed out around now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. After watching this episode, I was like, I sort of get it a bit now.
But you see, again, because I liked it so much, this was the first time I was really in active fandom. I just tried to look at the things about it I really liked. Listen, the basic difference between liking somebody and not liking somebody. Most people have the equal amount of positive and negative traits, just different ones. But the difference between liking and not liking somebody is if you see and connect to their positive traits over their negative traits. If you look at their negative traits, you're not going to like them. If you look at their positive traits, you're going to like them. So it's the same thing in this. I just connect to the positive traits. And again, and there's just a lot of Perry being very, very jiggly in front of me right now.
And she does get put over a few fellas' shoulders in this episode as well, which probably is helpful to you.
Well, she gets married to Brian Blessed in the end, so...
Yeah, gets turned into a bird creature.
Yeah. Or she got lobotomized, one of the two. That's why I turn around.
Yeah, Charlie, right here.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were saying. 100%.
It's like, oh, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. Oh, this is why I struggle with your doctor.
Look, I can't argue with anything you say. But then again, there's Perry, so everything's okay.
It's left with a sex doctor. It's self-pity all the time, and it's like, oh, look, pity me. That's all you get with a sex doctor, and it gets on your nerves a bit.
For me, honestly, the first time a Sixth Doctor really came together was in the book, the Eighth Doctors by Terence Dicks. It was like the first one of the BBC range.
Yeah,
and you had a sequence with the Sixth Doctor, nailed it. I really got what they were trying to do with it, and it really worked.
I really like Colin in Trial of a Time Lord. The Trial of a Time Lord series. I mean, he really gets to grips with the character.
Yeah. I mean, the problem was he was kind of just troping on the First Doctor.
Yeah.
Troping on a bit too much, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. I think this is his own portrayal, really.
Yeah.
But I think they wanted a more older, crotchety Doctor.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he's been very reinvented in Big Finish.
Yeah. That's right.
That's my perception of him now. Charlotte, have you ever heard any Big Finish stuff with him?
I've listened to some of the really first lot they did of his. I haven't listened to a lot of other things.
I'll try and pick out some good ones for you.
Maybe that'll help me with this Doctor then.
Yeah, I think it was
Colin
only
likes to do the big
actually,
finish.
was it Marion Conspiracy was a good one. Have you ever heard that?
Oh, I think that's free. I'll have to listen to that one then. I think I can get that one through.
Just don't get any of the really new stuff.
Because that one you get his arrogance, but you also get this like real nice level of compassion, which you never saw on TV.
See, that's the thing. I don't mind arrogance. It's just, and this is what I did have with Capaldi. It's when that outweighs the compassion for me, I struggle.
Right.
Yeah, it's because in Twilight Time Lords, his big-headedness always blows up in his face.
Yeah.
That's why it's good. He goes, it's looking smart, like he's just defending himself, and they just pick him apart. And he's like,
You know, I just keep thinking about this interview. So I think it was on the season 14 Blu-ray, or maybe I think it had this very long interview with Philip Hinchcliffe talking about his era, and he made the point, say, listen, there really wasn't a Philip Hinchcliffe era. It was the Philip Hinchcliffe Robert Holmes era. Robert Holmes wouldn't be Robert Holmes without me, and I wouldn't be me without Robert Holmes. And I'm really seeing this in the script. There are so many things which I think it needed another hand to go, yeah, that's not such a good idea, and maybe go this direction, maybe do this. And you can really see it. This is Robert Holmes kind of left on his own a little bit. I think Eric Saywood was a little bit too intimidated to edit him as well. Also, it seems to be going in the direction Saywood liked, which is, I don't know, kind of gritty, bleak action movies.
Yeah, this is definitely gritty, this bit.
yeah.
Here's a question though: how much in the future is this from when the Doctor and Jamie first arrived? Because I was trying to work that out.
I think it seems to be about a few months.
Okay, because I had a question coming up. Now I don't have that same question.
I mean, look, based on what happens next, I believe it's a few months.
Yeah, I was like, what happens next? I was like, how long has the time frame been?
Okay, I know. Paris got a lovely bum as well. I never really know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Still
come on,
does have-
Raphael. Get off, you dick.
Honestly, I'm that fixated.
Seville.
Yeah, and again, when you find out it was supposed to be done in New Orleans, the whole thing makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
And works so much better. The whole restaurant thing. It all makes a lot more sense in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So why did it not end up? Was it just budget reasons?
It was basically wherever they could work out to go to. But like this DVD has the weirdest extras. It's got Gary Downey, who was John Nathan Turner's, I would say, life partner. Yeah, like they were like together for most of their life. But he's not referencing it at all. So Gary Downey got a job as like production assistant, and this extra was all about him going to find the locations for this. He's really boring.
Yeah.
They don't like reference that they were together their entire bloody lives. It's so like they tell a story about how they decided who got the presidential suite in the hotel. They couldn't give it to Colin Baker because then Patrick Troughton would be upset. They couldn't give it to Patrick Troughton and Colin Baker would be upset. They couldn't give it to the director, so they gave it to John Nathan Turner. But the guy telling the story was this guy's like partner. They would have like that could have been a funny story. Like, and we gave it to us because we shared it.
It's like he's embarrassed to be John Nathan-Turner's partner.
Well, I guess he's coming out again. You're coming out of the 80s when it wasn't normal.
Yeah.
I mean, when did that Blu-ray come out? It was like I think 2003. Blimey, that I know off the top of my head is scary. It's one of the early ones too.
Yeah,
I remember it had a very like dodgy Colin Howard cover on the VHS.
I've got the VHS somewhere. It's in my videotapes.
Somewhere. I got rid of all my videotapes a while back when I upgraded to. Where is it?
I've still got about 10 or 20 VHSs.
Wikipedia. One second.
don't like putting dates on here, do they?
2003. Blimey, I nailed that. This was released in 2003. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's when I got it. 2003. That's DVD.
The other really uncomfortable X from this DVD is Jim Will Fix It.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
certainly did, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
it's so creepy, that effects with the Sontarans. It really is.
oh, I'm not seeing any effect with the Sontaran right now.
No, I was going to say, where are you up to? They're talking in the office where I am.
Yeah, where I am.
Yeah.
Kid, I'm just mesmerized by like I'm just looking at a bum. For God's sake. I think I'm a reasonably, luscious person. I think I'm reasonably, okay? But I don't think I'm crazily. I'm not like this when I watch anything else.
Rabbi, the more you have to justify it, the worse it sounds. Let's just not.
Look, this is me looking at it as a third party, going like, that's weird. I am. I'm like, really? What? That's weird.
You're doing your own little
this isn't my commentary on the DVD. This is the commentary on me watching the commentary on my head.
Yeah.
And then a bounce back. There you go. Oh, thank God there's something in front of it now. I just want to be distracted. God's sake.
Yeah, she's very 80s with a headband.
Headband, the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicola Bryant described her look that she had as Perry. That was devised by John Nathan Turner as a gay man's idea of what was sexy. And I do hear it because it's a gay man and a 12-year-old boys. Devoid of any subtlety whatsoever. There's no mystique going on there.
Yeah.
It's just so blatant and in your face.
Well, it was a shrewd move by J&T, really, because he knew the best way to keep the show going was to get the dads involved.
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm a dad. Let me tell you, I'm very involved.
Too involved, Rabbi.
I guess so.
How many Perry figures you got, Rabbi?
Only two, and they're not as good as the TV screen I'm looking at right now.
Are they laminated?
Well, they should be.
Oh yeah, no.
As
somebody said, I think somebody said on chat called weeks ago, they're like, yeah, I like Charlotte on the classic because she breaks up the testosterone.
No, exactly. You're right. It does help.
So I know I have my uses.
It's all right. I have a testosterone deficiency. There we go.
See that thing that makes me think of the Fifth Doctor with the pockets as well. Because didn't they do that with him? Stuff a load of stuff in his pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very common, especially with the Fourth Doctor. Who'd always spend there would be scenes where he'd have to cut away and come back. He's still taking stuff.
Yeah,
out of his
Genesis
pocket.
and Daleks had that scene. His pockets.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the hell's this?"
But I know what I
You
like.
could do something about a sonic screwdriver. Open the door like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now today you just
yeah.
be pointing that thing at doors and opening doors.
Oh god, they point it like it's a magic wand, don't they?
It's like Harry Potter in a way. The wand.
Yeah, she clearly has no conception of what she's holding a thing like that. Something that's not magic.
Yeah.
And she's doing the whole reading it like a Matt Smith's Doctor.
She has no clue what she's doing.
No.
It does have a screen on the side, but it's like
Never seen a screen on it.
What's the Not My Doctor thing gonna do when the reviews of the Revolution of the Daleks come out and everybody's like, oh, she's shit.
Deny everything as usual.
No, they're all misogynist.
Yeah.
I mean, in all fairness,
Everyone is an istophobe.
No, I'm doing a video about this tomorrow. There's a article in Reason magazine, the psychology magazine, that describes basically the crazy Jodie fans as like a new mental disorder personality type.
Oh God, I knew it was going to go that far. I knew something.
And he explains them. He gives his argument. Oh, please keep it classic.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've got this next bit, which I swear made me think of like Crystal Maze with these pipes. Like, do you know the rooms? It was like straight out of what, like a task for me.
Actually, some of the sets, the vacuum form sets they used to use, they would actually that was created on Doctor Who by one of the set makers, and they actually reused them on the Crystal Maze.
You can see it. You can so see it in some of these episodes.
So I think the wall in Adric's room.
Has there been another companion that has exclusively worn heels, no matter where she was? I can't think of one. Not Barbara, not Susan.
Keegan.
Yeah, okay, you got to get John Nathan Turner. You're right. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, because they wore boots.
Cheapest set ever.
Just a few pints.
Looks like it was used on Top of the Pops.
But the funny thing is this was before the BBC lost confidence in it.
Oh, wow.
I can really see why John Nathan Turner's name was just mud at the BBC. Poor guy, he really got screwed by them.
It's everybody gets screwed by the BBC when they work for them.
Yeah, Chris Eccleston as well. He had to go to America in G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. He hated it, and Thor.
That was ridiculous.
I believe Christopher Eccleston genuinely feels passion for the role of the Doctor, but he just didn't turn out what he thought it would have been.
I heard they wanted too much from him.
Yeah.
They wanted him to go and open fates and do this and do that, and he's like, I'm a serious actor. I'm not doing that.
I've got to ask though, I'd love to know how they conceptualized this character. Like, yeah, let's just get a weird drunken person, say he's a chef, and have him just...
the original title of this was The Androgams.
Right.
This is what he was really into, Robert Holmes. And I think Eric Saban was so excited to get Robert Holmes, he didn't have any... It was just like, yes, everything.
Yeah, don't control. Like you said, it could have done with somebody going, yeah, let's just tighten this and maybe take this out. And
yeah.
Because there is some characters that they appear. And then I forgot about them. Like, and he's probably coming up soon, a character. And he appeared again. And I was like, oh yeah, you were in this episode. I completely forgot.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's partially how this has been shot as well. It's all very flat and static.
This set wouldn't pass health and safety these days.
No, would it? You're right.
No.
Especially with the footwear she's got.
It's actually annoying me that she's traversing this in heels now.
Yeah. They're probably only 2 inches off to about 4 or 5 inches off the floor.
No, it really does look like a game show, doesn't it? Just
It looks like a level on a Crystal Maze.
Or a set from Top of the Pops or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very kind of
Which Garcia and Dia, they used to work on Top of the Pops. Which set it was.
I'll tell you though, however cringy this might be, the Big Finish did a production of the Lost Season, the season that was cancelled, right, which had an Ice Warrior story in it. That's still to this day one of the most embarrassing moments in Doctor Who ever.
Yeah.
What's it got? Mission to Magnus, is it? I can't. It's awful.
Yeah, and there was a
it's so cringily sexist, and I'm a reasonably cringily sexist guy.
Yeah, the one with the Autons. Sorry, the one with the Autons, which was just also cringe title. Yellow fever.
Yellow
and how you cure it. Yeah.
How to cure it. So
and they were going to have. They were going to have Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant in Blackpool.
Yeah, that was with the Sister Toy Maker.
Yeah,
that was actually a decent story. I like that one.
Yeah,
I would like to see the TARDIS, the real TARDIS, arrive in Blackpool and have an adventure there.
Yeah, they missed a trick not doing that.
Yeah, because they could have sub-promoted the exhibition at the same time.
Oh, they would have had fun in Blackpool, like I said.
It's a Darko 24.
Well, not my
what a joke
words.
the Doctor is.
It's like, Doctor, you said how many times that there's obviously a growling noise. Please don't just ignore her.
Yeah. I just find him.
Tell she's scared as well. She's like, Doctor.
I just love the way he doesn't give it. He just doesn't give a damn until it's just like really bad happens.
That's what I just get. I'm just like.
I think it's because he's completely alien, if you know what I mean. He's like, he doesn't kind of depict danger like Perry does.
I don't, but he's had, at this point, Adric's died on him. He's had companions die on him. Would that not at least instill a bit of, if I send them off just to go wandering or just to do stupid distractions, that they could die?
Yeah. As we don't know what Time Lord's brain chemistry is like, because I mean when they change their personas, they actually take on some kind of different form of identity, like personality and all that.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, but the memories, I've always read it as the memories still survive. The personality
the memories still survive
in a vaguish way.
But it'd be interesting to know how the character actually copes with the multiple personas.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds Greek, not Spanish. She sounds so Greek.
Oh, and also, why would you not? I'm sorry, that was another moment. I was like, really, you think that's a plane? Like, you see weird spear things, and
that whole character is just weird in general.
I was like,
Oscar
really,
Butcherby.
Like, oh, we must help them. No, you run. Like, weird spear things in the sky. You run, love.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got that useless.
She's from an alien planet, though, isn't she?
You said Centauran, not Sontaran.
No, the Spanish woman, PD, I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
Anita.
Yeah, she's like, Anita. It's a plane. We must go and help. And I'm like, how does that look like a plane?
Then Oscar having his obsession with moths. I mean, that's a bit kind of, a bit naff.
But that's his character's supposed to just be a bit of a naff.
Yeah.
He's the one that I forgot. Like, they do this bit, you don't see him for like a load of the episode, and then he turns up again.
I mean, he dies of a heart attack.
And I had this moment, and you guys will laugh. I was like, do you know what I honestly thought? I forgot completely the character existed, so I thought they just booked the same actor again. I was like, oh, they've done that thing up, and then I was like, oh no, he's the same character, isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought they just booked him to be a weird waiter. After they'd used him already.
He actually owned the restaurant. Yeah. I eat them in my restaurant.
And there's a scene in that comes up later about how the Doctor actually killed somebody. It was very controversial back then.
Yeah.
The Doctor shouldn't do that.
Again,
lots of Baker's Doctor.
Just tough.
That's why I like when Jamie has a little comment. He's like, well, my doctor. And I'm like, yes, Jamie, because you've got Troughton, who's lovely.
I tell you, I was just thinking how Philip Hinchcliffe would have put a red pen through a lot of this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, would you not get suspicion at this point? I'm sorry.
And even looking through his binoculars, that's not a human. That's on Taran.
Well, again, and the whole cliffhanger really doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well, it's obvious who it is.
I mean, okay, fine, that he's getting himself gas, fine.
Yeah, and also Dark Thought. I remember thinking,
and then Perry gonna get raped.
I mean, that
looked like he was humping Perry.
I know.
I mean, listen. Okay, I'm obsessed with Perry, fine, but I'm not gonna leap on it. Like, what's going on?
Fraser Hines was obsessed with Perry as well.
Like he's being a bit rapey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look like that.
Didn't it look like he was humping Perry at the end there?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was desperate.
Let's go to episode 2 if they explain it, okay?
Yeah.
Right, let's do the countdown for the second part.
Hey, 5, 4.
Whoa! Wait.
I'm still
Not over yet. Still...
Crikey.
Right.
It's got to go the whole ping ding.
And also, it's very lucky the way that the Doctor fell then. Was my also Dark Thought watching this.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Very lucky.
Ready.
You ready? Are we all ready?
Yep.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Poster box, isn't it? This effect.
Cheap.
Final effect. Video toaster.
At least the theme tune didn't sound like a strangled cat at this point.
Yeah.
No, that's not until the next period.
Tell you that Capaldi theme tune. Oh, awful.
Oh, I know.
I know.
It's like a cat being dragged by its tail.
Well,
Like the Delaware theme. You ever heard the Delaware theme, Rabbi?
Yes.
It was like only put on like at the end of one episode.
Right, yeah.
It's like a really bad version of the Delaware theme.
I don't really like the blue effect through the titles. I think it ruins it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
See if it was like kind of red or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like a video toaster box effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jamie, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, it looks like he's trying. And she stabbed him in the nuts. Okay, good.
Rapey Jamie. She helped Doctor and he's like unconscious.
Yeah.
Look at that shot. Like, come on, that's a bit.
I know.
That would probably scare kids.
It didn't scare me.
Yeah, you're too busy looking at Perry, Rabbi.
I thought that's what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, look at now, he's still having a go. It's like, Doctor, just stop. It's like, you literally left her to go wander.
High spectrum autism or something. It's like that kind of high spectrum autism where he's right, you're wrong, even though it is completely wrong.
Yes, I can say I can identify with the Doctor, but
I do like Colin's Doctor though. I don't know what it is. It's because it was so different.
It's personal taste, isn't it? I think
Yeah.
he's the ultimate example of personal taste of this character or versions.
He's the ultimate Marmite Doctor. This one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because the new Doctor. It's because they're an extension of William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, John Pertwee, Tom Baker, and Peter Davison that you can attach to them.
Yeah.
Sylvester McCoy says it was like a huge cake. All bits and aspects of it. Each Doctor's woven in.
He had 6 to pick from.
Yeah.
I think, Colin was just I want to kind of be like Bill Hartnell again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even the bits I've seen of Bill, he always had that undercurrent of he's grumpy, he can be a bit like offish, but he was never. You never doubted he didn't care. Like I don't know. Like even with Bill, I don't think Bill's a good comparison either.
Yeah. It's like a narcissistic Bill Hartnell.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. Actually, a narcissistic First Doctor.
Yeah.
It appears though he's psychologically unstable.
That's it.
The Sixth Doctor.
Yeah, well, that was they wanted to have like a regeneration gone wrong, sort of.
Yeah.
It's like your 6th regeneration. Just be careful.
And it was apparently all Time Lords can go through that.
Yeah.
Regenerate, unregenerate.
Him to make him into like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Captain Humpy doesn't know where he is.
Might be the Time Lord version of puberty. In 6th regeneration, you go a bit off the rails.
I'm talking about Jamie.
Oh, Jamie.
And this like, what do they make him? Like, how did?
Yeah, he found a random boiler suit from somewhere and decided to jump on women and growl a lot. Yeah, okay.
I thought it was like a year or so he'd been alone.
I was trying to work it out because I was like, how long's Jamie been alone? I was trying to work that out today. But I thought I'll ask somebody on the stream because they'll probably play it a lot better than I.
I don't think they talk about it. I think it's just sometime.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like 6 to 9 months, apparently.
Yeah, but how did he survive that long? Like, there must have not been a lot of food about.
Well, maybe that's why they're trying to eat Perry.
Yeah. Eat hump it, then eat it.
Yeah. See, look at how he is with Jamie. This is what I didn't understand. I was like,
I really think he doesn't
really
like Perry.
showing care here and like, oh, I like Jamie. He even says it, doesn't he, when he sees him?
I think what he saw Jamie as was like a son or a grandchild. You know, like because of the Doctor.
Yeah, well, no, what Trouser? No, was it like a major bromance?
Yeah,
it was like the
got
friends
like
ever. It was a big bromance.
I think Victoria was more of like the granddaughter.
We'd love to get into trouble together.
Yeah. So yeah, he really is caring about Jamie. He just doesn't really care about Perry.
Yeah. It really shows it up, I think, the fact that they have him like this with Jamie in this episode.
Was he a misogynist? That's probably why Colin's the way he is now, because his Doctor is a misogynist.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to say out, but I can understand why people could think that.
Yeah. I just got this feeling now, looking back at this series, it's like he just hated Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this couple here, this makes no sense.
So
yeah,
boring,
yeah. It's like they've come from another show, almost.
They've come from El Dorado.
Yeah, like
you can it's one of those like Robert Holmesian double acts that didn't work.
Yeah.
This is like Jago and Lightfoot, or the one from like Pirate Planet, not Pirate Planet.
The pair actually remind me of, you know, like one of these silly adverts in the 80s for a travel company or something like that, and they're out and exploring or something like that.
Wish you were here, yeah. Random people who wish you were here.
Yeah, and I don't want to be mean, but love, what do you see in him? Like, what do you see in him?
Yeah, I mean, she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. and he's like this posh sounding weak sort of hello like type, and I'm just like, you can do better, love.
Yeah, he really hates Barry.
Which totally didn't happen in any election recently. Okay, want to be clear. No one's framing anyone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That actually would have been it.
Hear me out. The YouTube. I'm being a good boy. Don't take my channel away.
No, but that's what I was saying before. I think actually exploring that like that's actually a good storyline. Somebody tries to frame the Time Lords.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good story idea. And the Doctor sort of has to gauge his loyalty and whether he believes it or not.
But in this, it's not like the new series when the Time Lords are reduced to nothing. Like they become really sidelined. They become non-existent no more. They're just a non-entity.
Yeah.
But what I liked about
a mess. What? How does she sell that line? Oh, I look a mess. No. She said, "Oh, I look gorgeous."
Yeah. Brought the Rootons up.
I like the fact that the Time Lords could just pluck the Doctor out anytime they would like and just put him in trial, and for anything that he's done and all that. You can run away from him anytime.
They like to interfere with him, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about listening to Big Finish, because especially with Eighth Doctor stuff, like you can tell that's a theme that they like to just now and again pop in and like say, "Oh, you have to do something for us," and he hates it. And McGann plays that really well.
Yeah.
But there's something in the novel, the Eight Doctors, about Rassilon was the one that was guiding the TARDIS to all the adventures.
I remember that. Yeah.
Getting the Doctors to sort it out. Yeah. I've never read that novel in a long time. I've got it on the shelf.
Yeah.
See, I've never read any. I've read some of the new BBC books. I've never got round to reading any of the old stuff. I'm tempted.
Oh, the new adventures are excellent.
Yeah, I've never read any of them.
Good. Big Finish have done an adaptation of a few of them, which have been pretty good.
That was a good era.
Yeah.
The Wilderness years are brilliant. Did everything they could to keep the show going.
See, look, it shows he cares there.
Okay, yeah.
They got a love-hate relationship, I swear it.
I'll shut up about it now, but
it's like, just got a love-hate relationship. They really hate each other, but he is compassionate about her.
Maybe it's just only the way the Sixth Doctor was kind of dealing with his new persona.
Yeah.
It was just like, from what he was a kind, charming, full of energy, vitality, and compassionate individual and caring, to this.
Yeah.
The psychology of the Doctor has never been kind of touched upon, really.
No, never has. Changes. Love his know-it-allism.
I like Jamie explain. That was mansplaining. What sort of conspiracy? A plot.
That's Jamie. That's why I love him.
Right.
You know this broadcast of the two doctors? I think it took place before the Children in Need, 1985.
Right.
Bit of a dark one to put them before Children in Need.
Yeah. It's when Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant visited the Doctor Who exhibition in Blackpool back in '85.
Yeah.
Is that when he had the beard?
No, he never had the beard. He must have shaved that off.
He did a bunch of publicity pictures. I can't remember. Bonnie Langford, I think.
Oh, that's for the pantomime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, I love this moment with Jamie and her.
Because I remember watching this episode when I was about 5, I think.
I wasn't allowed to watch it. My parents wouldn't let me watch Colin Baker's Tender.
A lot of parents were like that with children. I don't know why, but when I was staying over with my mum's friends in Perth, she wouldn't allow our children to watch Doctor Who. She said that Doctor Who would damage their brains or something like that. It would corrupt them. And she just did not want them to watch Doctor Who. And I was sitting at the time, and it was Sylvester McCoy at the time, and I thought I wanted to see a wee bit of Doctor Who, and no, I'll never get a chance to see it.
Yeah. My parents just didn't like how violent it was turning.
Yeah, it certainly was getting a bit on the old.
Oh, we lost Rabbi again.
Oh.
Yeah, it was getting violent, Rabbi.
We had a good run without him. He'll probably pop back. He's got problems of having issues today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was turning a bit violent. My parents just didn't want me watching it anymore. After the guy got pushed in acid, Vengeance of Eros, and the guy got his hands crushed in the Revenge of the Cybermen.
Yeah, I was kind of scared of Doctor Who. I must admit, I was scared. Yeah. I would every time I heard the theme music and the titles went on, I would be behind the door, just waiting for the nasty scene to kind of end.
Yeah. It's funny though, when the Sylvester McCoy second series, and I really got into it then.
Yeah.
That was a point in my life I really got into it.
Paradise Tower. I got into watching it again, and then when I saw the scene with Tilda and Tabby, and with the fork, you know, the fork that used for toasting with, and then grabbing Mel with the kind of net, and then trying to poke her with a fork. I thought that was very, very scary.
Yeah, that's what freaked me out when I was a kid. That's why I stopped watching it for that series.
Yeah. But as though my heart was going, because I loved it. I loved being scared of these kind of things, and I loved being scared of the monsters and that. Yeah. I would still continue to watch it.
When you're a kid, it's like it's one of those times when you can watch almost within reason anything and be scared, and you can just bounce back from it, and you just sort of enjoy it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But now it's like, you know, it's not real and all that, but you still enjoy watching the episodes.
Yeah, I came back with remembrance.
I don't care about that not real stuff. If it's got a good story, if there's characters I love, I can get swept away very easily.
Yeah, you can get into it.
Yeah. I can get stupidly emotional as well at times. Like, if I get connected with something, I can cry, I can get like... And people like... My mum will say to me, you know it's not real, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know!
Yeah, Video Toaster, that's what I was going about with the titles.
Actually, he looks a bit like Max Headroom, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, this is a real rat here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
I just, whenever this fella was on screen, I was just a bit like,
Yeah, uh-oh.
Bit now? OTT for me.
Yeah. Rat. His name's Roland.
I remember there was a scene where Colin Baker was dressed up as the Sixth Doctor and he met Roland Rat and he was going to try and strangle Roland Rat.
Roland Rat was a bit of an a-hole. It was two a-holes meeting. Yeah. Yeah. That must have been made up of the old console, the
Yeah.
Patrick Troughton's console in the beginning.
Well, the Patrick Troughton's console that was used in this was actually the Fifth Doctor's. It was just kind of painted up and just altered a wee bit slightly, and they've just kept the walls around the walls the current ones.
Yeah, because this is the Mike Kelp console. Yeah, apparently this console could be taken apart quite easily and put into boxes.
Yeah.
Stored. That was the main feature. That's why they rebuilt it.
And Jamie looking very good. I'll say that.
Jamie McCrimmon again. Crotchety and sardonic as usual.
But that console was made of parts BBC circuits and BBC BBC computers and all that, and
they made a fiberglass case and put it all in.
I think Peter Davison said that the switches didn't work. They just were there, and it was just the sound effects that was just added in the
in post.
Having to lump that massive. I feel bad not knowing what the term is, considering Daniel will probably kill me on his shoulder. That must have been fun for him on set.
Yeah, running around civilian now. Oh god.
Yeah, he's not using the correct pronouns, so she's had to go at him. No, she should be a heroine for the Twitter mob.
I mean, all this pronoun business, it all came about because, you couldn't tell who was who on, in chat rooms and stuff. For people who've got weird, weird avatars and stuff, it's like, you just call them they instead of him or her. That's where it all came from. And now it's just evolved into something weird. Yeah, well. Oh, here comes the Sontarans.
The one with eyebrows looks funny to me. That's all I say. The others actually don't look that bad. The faces.
Yeah, they're a bit tall, these Sontarans.
And their helmets don't fit on properly as well.
Stife, isn't that a German teddy bear manufacturer?
Yeah, him with the eyebrows. Not him, the guy behind him.
Yeah,
like,
and the goatee as well.
Yeah,
there's the first time I saw a Sontaran goatee, yeah.
Apparently the new Sontarans have got goatees as well.
I like Strax. Best Sontaran is Strax, in my opinion.
He looks a bit like something from the Bond movie when he's strapped like that.
Yeah, I've used that before. Can't remember when.
I just wondered how they managed to transport that police box to Seville.
Yeah.
Probably with lots of blood, sweat, and tears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
Comes
also
in pieces. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes apart.
And Colin with the costume change is probably one of the rare times he did it.
In his hipster outfit.
The waistcoat is very Jonathan Turner. It very is.
Yeah. Him and his
his Hawaiian shirts and that.
Yeah.
Plain clothes bunch.
Yeah, like these are probably the weirdest looking plainclothes policemen you could come across. Colin in that, a Scottish person like with full Highlander gear, and Perry in Perry's outfit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course.
Colin's being nice.
Of course, it's this way.
Yeah, in Crete. I mean, Seville, after all. Yeah, this guy comes off like a guest character on LOLO.
He does.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just feel like they've wandered in from another set. And they just went, all right, you could be in the episode if you want.
Yeah.
I thought the question mark shirt was kind of a bit ridiculous. I mean, carrying it on from Peter Davison. I mean, they should have something different.
Well, it's part of the branding thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a branding thing that didn't work. But for Sylvester McCoy, the umbrella, I love the umbrella.
Yeah, I think the umbrella actually worked. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it's something eccentric enough that the Doctor would use as well. Like,
Yeah.
that, whereas having it so in your face on the shirt doesn't really seem like a Doctor thing.
Yeah.
And that jumper, oh god, I've got that jumper actually, and it's just so unwearable. It's unbelievable. And I wanted it.
I got Eccleston's jacket.
See, you got to be fair. This is probably quite a good, clever plot to kidnap the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't for Colin's Doctor, they probably would have got away with this.
Yeah, it just seems to be a bit convoluted. It's like just kind of like
there's a bit of coincidence, isn't there, going
the
on?
second Doctor in. It's like why? You could have just done it with the Sixth Doctor and got on with it, or do the second Doctor and got on with it.
Well, I think multiple Doctor stories like this one, they don't really interact a lot, and that seems to be a thing that they just always struggle with, isn't it, in this show?
Yeah.
They can't seem to find a good reason to get them together and stay together in anything.
So why they've kidnapped the second Doctor is they're trying to isolate the symbiotic nuclei in the cell structure, the genes that make time travel non-dangerous for humans or for himself or other Time Lords.
Yeah. Did it come from the timeless child?
No, don't give them any other ideas or lack thereof.
This is just another thing that shows the timeless child is a load of crap. It's like, my God, Matt Smith set it all up in that.
Oh my giddy aunt.
Oh my giddy aunt.
Oh yeah. Oh, that didn't. I just love like only Troughton speaks like that as well. His Doctor. It's such a thing to his Doctor, which I love.
I think the next Doctor should be a Sontaran.
Or a potato.
Potato.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't even click how tall they were until you guys said it in this episode.
They went from like being about just under 6 foot to being just over 6 foot, then back to being like 5 foot.
So at least they're proper Sontarans and not those midgets that we get nowadays.
I like Dan Starkey though.
The confused Sontaran that doesn't know the difference between a boy and a girl. I mean, that's a bit kind of.
I fucking loved that though.
I think that was. He started off well, that character, and by the end, I was like, "Can you just stop?"
I like Strax. I don't know what it is.
You said it's a Marmite thing again. I think with that character.
Yeah. Oh, I just got strange taste, Charlotte. Very strange taste. That's why I'm here.
You're not the only one. I love his line when he says, "Oh, is it time for tea, nurse?" Because it does look a bit ridiculous him pushing that.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Rabbi again.
Yeah.
No.
Not be
Yeah,
back.
his internet, God love him, has not been good.
Yeah, so it says internet's playing up again. Probably going to call it a night.
Okay.
That's
There's
a
a
shame.
rating.
Night, Rabbi.
You can put
Rabbi, if you're still in the chat, give us your
yeah, put it in the chat. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because I might have to drop off for like 5 minutes and find something else to come back on because this battery's starting to die a bit. So
Okay.
I might have to. It depends. I said last week. Sometimes it stays. It's weird. Sometimes it just goes on me. So
Can't you plug it in?
my charger right now is in the mood that when I'm streaming, it doesn't charge if I plug it in. So I have to just try and get as much charge beforehand and see how it lasts. So I might have to nip downstairs and get something else like the iPad.
Fun times.
See what? He's not a bad actor. This Sontaran.
Oh no, he's good.
Ooh, bitch slap.
Yeah.
Sontaran bitch slap.
Yeah, yes, Vanessa. Jamie does look very good in colour.
So when we first meet the Sontarans, does the Third Doctor actually know who they are? Because he knows who they are here.
Yeah, he does.
I think he does, yeah.
Can't remember.
That was John Pertwee.
It's when he takes his helmet off, he says, just as I thought, a Sontaran warrior.
Yeah. I can't remember that bit.
You forget, don't you, like what doctors know what monsters so easily.
My memory's appalling.
Time Warrior, that was. He went back to medieval times.
I loved that story, The Time Warrior.
That
I thought
was
it
a
was
good
very
story.
good.
That was was that Sarah Jane's first?
Yes,
yeah, it was.
Sarah Jane's Smith's first story as well. That's why we went to Metabilis Free to get the crystal in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which blew up in his face.
Imagine if you really had a Metabilis Free crystal.
It's great you can read Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Chinese, it goes up the page, not across the page.
Yeah. Can read other languages, even though
You see the Rice Krispies are starting to melt in these.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it could be a Chinese and Spanish language. Derp.
Antragon. Feel.
He's so creepy.
He's so creepy, and it's all the time he goes on about eating and all that, eating animals, eating people, and all that. It's very sinister.
Mm.
There's a Doctor doing his Bob Ross impression.
Right, I'm just going to knock off and then you'll see me on the iPad in like 2 minutes.
Okay,
so
okay.
back.
The way it sounded like there's a rock slide or something out the window. Oh. Some Taras are basically chavs. Oh, this one's Darko.
He's out of work.
He's working in a restaurant where his girlfriend Anita.
I'm resting. Keyword for actors means unemployed, mate.
Yeah. Bit of a bum, mate. Just doing Amtrak. Or community
Putney players.
Yeah. Community theatre, as they call it. We just call it Amdram. He felt their presence.
She has such a Greek accent. That's not Spanish.
I mean, there we go.
It is Greek. You're right. I had a lecturer at uni was Greek. She had the same accent.
I know a Greek accent when I hear one.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Spanish.
Sounds a bit Greek. Yeah. Don't call me Josh.
Still not straight.
Yeah. I believe it was platinum silver.
There we go. That'll have to do.
Or gunmetal. And welcome back, Charlotte.
Yeah, now this is me on iPad. So.
All right. You need to turn your volume up.
Is that better?
No.
All right, that's like on full nearly. Can you hear me?
Oh, it's very quiet.
Is that better?
Don't worry about it. Just shout.
That's now full. What's it like?
Or maybe move it closer. When you're talking.
Is that better?
No.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, dear.
You
have to Lee Anthony Davis and get really close and shout.
Is that any better? I've unplugged and plugged back in.
Well, we just have to move on and make do, as I say. Okay, that Spanish guitar's getting on my tits now.
Yeah. Come on, bring back the old 80s synthesizer music.
It's like, yeah, we know you're in Spain. Get over it.
Yeah, it was the other music in this episode so good. It's like proper 80s Doctor Who music. And it's got good old guitar. Good old slow mariachi.
Well, it's excited when he sees Perry. And a tongue and everything.
And the tongue. Why? Just have to do.
I'm just wait till this. You see what he does to Perry. I mean,
Technically, Jamie gets it way worse.
Yeah.
which makes me laugh. Like, I swear Jamie is a massive damsel in distress. Every episode I've seen him in, he gets captured, he gets knocked out, something happens to him.
That's actually a really cool prop. That saw. The one in Fallout. It's probably they got the idea of one from Fallout from.
Yeah. I think she likes older men.
My weird alien-looking servant. Who's not
Yeah. Just this
he's
weirdo
fine,
I've probably picked up from the street. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. Well, he's got pink eyebrows.
He looks like what a very kid version of here's a Scottish person would look like.
Yeah, I was like, he's a bit Scottish. That's why his eyebrows are pink. What?
Yeah, shock eye, like Ockeye. You know.
Yeah, shock eye the new.
Shock eye the new.
Yeah. Am I any louder, by the way? Am I still really quiet?
You're a bit quiet.
A bit like that Austin Powers. I'm not going to say it.
I love Austin Powers.
I love the bit when he's going through the party. He's just like come out the freeze and he's like, "Oh, there you are. Do I know you? No, but you're there. That's where you are. You're there." Something like that. I thought it was really good.
Oh, that was a great film. That was one from my childhood.
Can't hear it now though, without thinking, "Oh, hi."
Yeah. This is it.
Mate, I would run. You have a horrible fate at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
A really horrible fate, if you think about
I know,
it.
I just didn't realise his costume had those stupid ribbons attached to it. Yeah. Stupid white ribbons.
He bumped into that wheelchair, like, oops.
I think he can't see out of his left eye or something. Right eye.
Maybe.
Because he attached his retina, the actor, and then he had to, but instead of doing as the doctors told him and lying in bed for a week, he decided to go and get in a pub fight.
Oh.
So he can't see out of one eye. I don't know.
It's a interesting bit of.
I don't know if it's
trivia
before
there.
or after this production.
Who exactly would wear a waistcoat like that? Jeez.
That is such a John Nathan Turner waistcoat, though.
Yeah.
I'd take that over the coat. I'm sorry. I'd take that waistcoat.
Yeah.
I love his coat.
You've got to.
I like the waistcoat that Peter Davison wears in Planet of Fire.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of canvas back. It was made by canvas, kind of canvas ties, and it was kind of knitted at the front.
Shock! I walk down the street now, gets shot by armed police. All those knives on him.
And then put to a mental home.
Yeah.
Yeah, have an orange eye.
Yeah, come with me. I've got a knife dangling from my belt.
Just a machine gun fire. It's a gunfire.
Yeah.
At least Perry has a good bit of sense here. Just run.
G36 has been fired now, so he's gone. Just walk through Seville with knives on me. Looking like bloody Pinhead from Hellraiser.
You've got to think the locals, when they filmed those scenes, must have been like, what on earth is happening?
What is going on? Yeah. symbiotic from Rassilon.
See, I think these two bounce off each other even when he's with this Doctor quite well.
I just don't think he liked Perry.
Yeah. Interesting scene coming up here.
I bet Rabbi loves this scene.
Oh yeah, I bet he does.
Oh, I did cringe at her going, "Oopsie daisy, I've fallen again."
Oh, come here, my beauty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Perry is literally
Right, the usual. I'm gonna fall over now.
I think Perry is what people think of when they do the joke of, "Oh, the companions just fell over in Doctor Who." I think they just were referring to Perry.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Right,
My pretty one.
Oh, no, don't stop. Stop. There we go.
Yeah, I think Lawrence Payne only could see out with one eye.
Right, well, I'm done. Everyone else?
Yep.
Yep.
Right, so I'll do the countdown. Are we all ready for the third and final pet?
There we go. I'm
Yep.
ready to skip to the next chapter.
Okay, everyone in the chat ready?
Yeah. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Press one if you're ready in the chat.
I think some people are a bit behind.
Press 1 not to die.
No, we're not, they say. Stop the countdown. Retro Dickie's ready.
Did we get a score from Rabbi or not?
I don't think we did. God,
No,
he's
I
probably
think
gone
he-
to bed. Knowing him.
Anyone got a dartboard with numbers on it? I have to start doing that. And they don't give you a score. You just throw a dart at dartboard wherever it lands. That's a score, even if it was good or not.
180. I didn't ask.
We asked for 1, 2, 3, 0, and 10.
Right, start the countdown.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I have to get a D10 or something to roll it.
Oh, we could have us technically in the private chat give our scores early in case one of us has to go.
Yeah.
That could be something, maybe.
Yeah. I did ask Rabbi, but he'd gone by the time I asked him.
Oh, we should finish just before 10 though tonight, so that shouldn't be bad. Yeah, they even did a shot then to show she's in heels.
Oh, yeah. Pretty.
Yeah, my pretty one. Yeah.
Lee, you're too good at being evil with your voices, mate.
Oh, we had a handful there.
Catches her between the legs.
Pop.
Hits her on the back and then she's out. How's that?
That's how many times
trick.
now has she fainted in this episode?
Yeah.
Knock her out. She's not got something stuck in her throat. She's not doing a Heimlich. Oh.
Wrong. Same one.
I've only seen them once in the actual series of Rootons. you played adventure games, you see him twice.
What do they actually look like? Because I've never seen one, because I've never done them in the modern run.
Well, Horror Fang Rock, they saw one once, just these green blobs.
Okay.
They're supposed to be like jellyfish.
Oh, okay.
If you played the Doctor Who adventure games, they look like jellyfish.
I love how he's pressing the button with his weapon, but it's like 4 buttons at a time. You know?
The Doctor is very clever here. He's like purposely like, yep, I'll act a certain way in front
component,
of you guys.
yep. Oh, I'll just take this bottom.
Yeah, I'll just nick this, put it here for now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And he's and Jamie in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I got hurty knee. Yeah.
Hurty knee.
Hurty knee. Yeah.
Hurty knee.
Oh, just a bit of a shrapnel from the war wound.
To be fair to a Sontaran, that must be pretty humiliating.
Yeah.
Like,
Sontarans have got green blood, apparently.
Yeah. Same as Vulcans.
It's the universal alien blood, isn't it? Green. Just it's green. They're alien.
Yeah.
That's not to take. Oh, he took it out. See, you shouldn't really take it out. Especially if it's an artery, you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a warrior. He don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. And the physiognomy might be different.
Yeah, physiognomy of a potato.
Second Doctor meets the Sixth Doctor.
I would have loved to have been in the Second Doctor's head right now.
Snap.
To think, oh, what? I turned out to be you? Like...
I love that. Extemporize. So dramatic.
Oh, nice scene. Yeah, be alright.
And that the plotting commence between them all.
Yeah.
It's one thing that when these villains cooperate with each other, forming the alliance, you know that they're always going to double cross each other.
Yeah.
Especially her.
Oh god.
Yeah, especially her. It's like, yeah, you're going to double cross whoever.
Very typecast because she's so like Servalan in Blake 7 in this.
Yeah.
Basically, they must have said to her, just come and play Servalan again. You're missed.
So I did feel this was a little bit like she seems to switch her plan here a bit for me watching it. I was like, oh, so now he's your consort? Like, seemed a little bit out of left field.
Yeah.
His face, though.
God, this is really graphic.
Poor Nicola. She's like, oh, right. Now I've got this weirdo doing this to me.
What would you like? Would you like... I should ask the rabbi if he was still here. Would you like the breast or...
Yeah, Rabbi has breast.
Breast first.
Rabbi has breast.
But you could say for equal opportunity, they show you a nice bit of Jamie and his legs in a bit for the girls. So they do it for both sexes. They're very good.
Yeah. Yeah, we go back to the proper Doctor Who music. Not twanging guitar.
And what they done to Nicola to wake her up, there was this big giant jug of ice cold water. I think it was filled with ice and that. And I think it was Colin who grabbed it and threw it over her. Her masks are very ill-fitted.
Yeah, they're kind of like the Doctor Who version of Klingons, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, poor. I didn't even click. That's what he did. He threw water at her.
Yeah.
No wonder she's got that face when she wakes up.
Yeah.
Oh no, Pat, what are they going to do to you in like 5 minutes, mate?
Pink eyebrows.
I bet he must have thought I've come back for this.
Yeah, pink eyebrows, yeah.
It's like he had one orange eyebrow.
I think this story is actually trying to tell you something. There's some hidden meaning in this story, I would think.
Yeah.
Astari's name being an anagram of a TARDIS, and he's a pioneer of genetic engineering, made me kind of think that the TARDIS may be having an effect upon the genetic structure of whoever operates it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
All
Like,
the Artron energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's an interesting little like adding, isn't it, of the lore? Like it's a nice little, but it's just buried in so much rubbish for me in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a lot in this episode to get your teeth into. I mean, it's a really good episode in a way, but despite the campiness and despite all its errors, it does convey messages.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a nature versus nurture message in this, which is nice, but it's not explored enough. Because the whole way through this, I think that's what's she called again? The woman, sorry, what's her character?
Chesini.
Yeah. I think
Shout Servalan out. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Servalan. Her whole character, I think, in this is that idea of what happens when you mess with nature too much, and whether nature will fight back.
It's about eugenics, isn't it? The bottom line.
And I think that was how the Time Lords evolved, and well, I'm not going to mention what it happens in the future. Well, I was just only going to speculate, but I think about it. The Time Lords are genetic scientists, and they created a way of extending their lifespans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't mention anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, poor Pat. Oh, what? Oh, dear. I mean, only he could act as well as he.
He looks a bit Wurzel Gummidge, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit
quite Pertwee-esque.
It's now very kids' telly, isn't it? Almost with his look.
Yeah.
I think John Nathan Turner wanted John Pertwee in it as well, but John Pertwee couldn't do it. He was doing something else at the time. Had to get rewritten.
I was going to say, I don't know how you could fit another Doctor into this.
Yeah.
I mean, these two have scenes together. Why? I'd rather have Colin and Pat working off each other and bouncing off each other.
Mm.
But
yeah, it seems to be a bit schizophrenic. This.
Yeah.
It's like
disjointed.
Not schizophrenic, but
completely disjointed. Yeah.
Kind of dissociative identity.
Yeah, split personality.
Yeah.
So we have the whole restaurant scenes. I'm like, why? Why? Like they spend, and that's another thing. when we get to it, I've got a thing that I kept in my head saying, "Why are you not doing this?"
Yeah.
Which
Those look like leaf blowers, don't they?
Yeah. The Whozone guns.
They've come to clean up.
I do like the Sontarans, but in this episode, they're kind of like they're like fools the way they're going on.
Well, not as much as they are nowadays. You know?
Yeah, well,
they're also very redundant in this episode,
and they look like Klingon weapons, don't they?
Yeah.
They're very big guns as well.
Leaf blower with a Klingon blade.
Klingon god is a leaf blower.
Yeah, and it sort of makes it that the Doctor doesn't have to deal with them, doesn't it? It's like he doesn't even have to try and think of a way around it.
Oh, tune.
Oh no, I got greens on my face.
It's quite good effects though. When you see him afterwards, I think
he looks brilliant later, but that thing, he does look like someone put some spinach on his face.
Yeah.
You know, like tin spinach. Oh, yeah, just throw it on his face.
Yeah, I think this was one of the points where my attention was just drifting. Do you think, though, having Jamie in this episode showed that maybe Colin would have worked with two companions?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe that would have been a better way to do his Doctor?
Yeah, so I think it would have.
Yeah. So he needed to do the Peter Davison thing, and Peter Davison needed a couple less companions.
Yeah. See, I think two's the perfect number. I think if you go beyond that, that's when you get what happened with Davidson. But I think if they would have given Colin two, it might have balanced everything out a bit.
I think with Davison, having too much companions around him made him seem more vulnerable and made these companions to take charge of the situation and help him out of the situation that he was in.
Yeah.
And I think that's what was wrong with Davison. He was too vulnerable at the beginning. But as you saw in his later seasons, he got better and better.
Yeah. This guy must be thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell do you look like?
See, Colin gets to run around in a waistcoat. Poor old Patrick has to run around in a morning coat and top hat.
With those fuzzy things stuck on his face.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the Two Stooges, this, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Because it's another thing of my brain was just like, why am I watching this?
Yeah. It should have been a two-part, and it shouldn't be so disjointed. We don't even need this. Didn't even need the Sontarans. It's like they just didn't say, "Oh, look, classic Doctor Who baddie." It's going to be like the next series of Doctor Who. Look, it's a classic baddie. Oh.
So what, Perry? You're doing a lot of running, love. You've done very well.
That's an interesting thing. Like he says that if the second Doctor becomes Andrew, whatever it is again, yeah, he's suddenly feeling like he's changing as well. But I mean, like he's like a few regenerations on, so how would that work?
Exactly.
But it's the idea of if anything drastically happens to one incarnation, it's like a domino effect, isn't it? It's the way I've always read it. That's why in the 5 Doctors, each time one of them got taken, Davidson
Cooked the
felt
potato
it.
too long.
You go all the way to Spain and it's bloody cloudy.
Yeah, no, here's my question, right? They've established he can do the tele thingy. Why didn't he use it here to find him instead of just waltzing about?
I know.
It would have just. I kept like shouting almost in my head, like, "Why aren't you doing the thingy?"
Now, how can they get a horse and carriage without paying for it? I mean,
Or maybe they found money in the house.
they could have done ripped off the Doña Arana.
Mm.
Yeah. I just think this whole part of this episode is just completely useless, waste of time.
Yeah, and like I said, they've even done that thing with him before.
I really can't hear you, Charlotte.
Like I said, and you didn't even need this bit. You could have just literally had him do the mind thing, and then problem solved.
I know, it's like, what's the point of this bit? It's like the whole thing is just to show the actor again. That's it. Kill the actor off.
Maybe the mind thing was kind of blocked because Second Doctor was genetically changed.
This is very Waiting for Godot, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's because they're so both occupying the same time and space. So for the changes, they're slightly paused.
Yeah, it felt a bit like you said. This was another bit where I was like, they're just running about for no reason.
I think why the Doctors can meet each other and appear from different time zones and shake hands with each other or do what. I think it's because each Doctor's genetically different from the other Doctor, and it makes them allows their time to exist in other times without causing a temporal schism.
Yeah.
In the universe.
That's probably why.
No, I think that's just encoded into their DNA anyway through maybe through the vortex. But I don't think without wanting to drag in anything in the new era, but it is the Doctor can be recognised genetically as the same person.
Yeah.
Given current revelations, anyway.
It picks it up.
€50. Nice time. Oh, it would have been pesos.
Yeah. Pesetas back then.
Oh, fella, just die, mate. Just die.
Stabbed in the knee and now this.
Yeah. That's a pretty impressive explosion, really. I'm so sorry, it's from Barcelona.
It's telling it to 40. It looks a very British Spanish restaurant, doesn't it?
Yeah. Expat.
Looks like it could have been done in a studio.
Down
at TC1. It'll be TC2.
Of all the restaurants they're going to walk into.
Walk into the ex-actors.
That's the
an indoor restaurant.
Yeah. This was the moment when I was like, oh, they've used the actor again. My mind went, oh no, it's the same character.
Yeah, because I thought it was a complete. I thought, what the hell's going on here?
Because it was like one line, wasn't it? He said, "Oh, I'm a waiter" or something. So I just completely.
Yeah.
Should have had him called. You should have called him Manuel. That would have been perfect.
I think it would have worked a bit better if it was an outdoor restaurant, because you're actually in Spain. You're no in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Just like a dreary set.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a restaurant that looks like it's got no windows. You know?
There's just foliage outside the window. That's it.
But you love kitties. Oh.
Oh God! It reminds me of the woman that tried to cremate her cat in the oven.
Oh,
a dead cat in the oven. It's like just cooked a cat. Like...
Yeah, no, I heard that story. It's horrible.
So why did you try that? Can't get those temperatures out of a conventional oven.
See, Colin's getting a wee bit baldy there. Yeah. Baldy patch.
Yeah.
His hair's quite straight now. Still frizzy, but quite straight.
Well, it's because it went too fine, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was his actual hair in Trial of a Time Lord, but it could have been a wig.
Yeah, didn't he have to wear a wig for a couple of episodes because he had his hair cut during the hiatus?
Yeah, could have done. He also grew a beard.
Yeah.
Would you not have kicked them out your restaurant by this point? Like, they've eaten that much food and they've not paid yet.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. I mean,
all
of that food.
Now. Oh, there's the windows.
Well, they asked for like a deposit now.
Especially as if you've been to Spain or anywhere like that, they wouldn't be that easygoing.
Yeah. Let's start asking to pay for like half your meal by now.
Especially if they could see you were not native. They instantly notice that when you go in restaurants.
Yeah.
Like a scene from Monty Python.
Yeah. Fuck off. Yeah. Wafer thin.
Yeah, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Just one wafer thin mint.
Wafer thin.
Bon appetit.
A friend of mine was in that movie.
It's my favourite Python film.
Yeah. It's because it is Monty Python, that one. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be my least favourite. Then I rewatched them all, and I was like, because my favourites sort of swapped around, you know, completely. Yeah. Holy Grail used to be my favourite.
Yeah. I love the song to Meaning of Life.
Yeah.
The Universe song is one of my favourites.
Oh, the Galaxy song. Yeah. They had to update the lyrics because it, you know, the later scientific inverted commas discovery changed the speed of light.
Oh, got it wrong.
So much for constant.
Colin thinks it's in Korea now. You're in Spain, mate. Looks like it's wearing a hairpiece.
Yeah, and Pat's like, I've had enough of this episode. I'm sleeping. Let me just sleep for 5 minutes.
So this whole
no,
part.
this is a bit graphic.
Yeah, here we go again. 80s violence.
That tone thing, isn't it, that we were saying? It just can't decide, can it, if it wants to be camp or
Christ,
silly.
he does actually stab him. I forgot what he did. Oh, you're dead.
Just such a wet character. Just why?
It's bad acting.
To dream no more. Well, got it wrong.
Most of the Colin Baker era was the quotes like that.
Yeah. I was wondering if he was actually dead.
Good night, sweet prince.
Tell you what, how many dead people has Perry seen this episode? She's not had a good time, has she?
No, it's not a Perry episode, this one.
Of course I can walk.
Jamie's like, come on, let's just go, Perry. Let's just go.
Leave the corpse and walk away.
Yeah, right.
Just whistle while you walk away.
It's like, nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us.
That's the best part.
Yeah, that's Perry. I'm with you, love. That was me. At this point in the episode, I was like, come on, let's just go.
Yeah. Or I will shoot you with my glue gun. It'll stick you to the wall. Looks like a glue gun.
And very exaggerated, isn't it?
It's funny. It's actually a glue gun. There's a bit stuck on it. I know one of the aliens had a gun. It was a glue gun. It was hilarious.
I think Planet of Fire worked better on location than this.
Yeah, this one was terrible.
Yeah, this looked more like a tourist board kind of
Yeah.
advert.
Yeah, I got the vibes of maybe they wanted a holiday, so this was the excuse.
Yeah, some old dusty mansion and a little few shots in Seville. That's it.
Plus, how many times have they gotten captured, then escaped, then captured, then escaped in this episode?
I know, it's ridiculous.
So I mean, it just had this air of running about, going nowhere to me.
Yeah. Go on, Shock, I eat it.
No, does not like Santarans, apparently.
He's got tasty humans on the menu. He's not going to eat Santaran.
Well, probably tastes like potato.
Yeah, plantain or something.
Plantain, yeah.
Sweet potato, maybe.
I do think the design of this is quite good. I'll give it that. I like the design of this little ship.
Yeah.
It's simple, it's not too over the top, and it looks quite good.
Yeah. We've got some good designs coming up to the second season of Collins. No, she's got Ultron Age again for her. Oh, here we go again.
Chain us up. Let me cook one of the humans.
Why don't you just take the guy from the friggin' restaurant then? Just eat him. Drag his corpse down the street.
I like how she describes Jamie, though. Take the one with the skirt. Jamie's just stood there like, what?
Jamie's the youngest, really? And then maybe back in the 60s.
But I told you he's got those legs on show.
I mean, the way he tenderized them and everything like that.
I'm sure Rabbi wishes you were.
He did, you can tell, can't he? There was like certain shots he was like with her. Yeah, let's just make her look like eye candy.
Yeah.
Like on purpose. Just, yeah, let's just have her stretch out those legs.
That's clever.
Sure, that's the same wheelchair from Ghostlight.
They found it in the back of the prop store.
Probably.
God, I can barely get the key through the bloody key, through the lock, let alone behind my back and tied up.
I'll just see him the key then.
Oh! Bit of Jamie thigh action there for the ladies and for the fellas as well.
I appreciate it. I'm happy. I needed something.
Perry.
I needed something to help me in this episode. Right, I'm
Poor old Jamie.
I know. I told you it's always Jamie. I'm gonna have to jump in a few minutes. So...
Speak to the cow.
Right, I'm gonna have to jump in a few minutes, so I'll give my score now. I'm gonna give this a 2, literally because of Pat, Troughton, and Jamie. Sorry, Hines, because I just found this. Like we've sort of all said, there's stuff that shouldn't be in here. It's a bit all over the place. Colin, once again, just did my head in. He's Doctor.
I think it could have been done in like a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd, and also I really wanted interaction between the two of them, and we hardly got it in this, which did my head in.
I thought we should watch Time Lash instead of this.
Yes, well, it follows on.
Yeah.
Right, so good night, everybody.
See you later, Charlotte.
Good night.
Good night.
I didn't actually get Charlotte's score. What was it?
2.
2?
Yeah.
Wow.
I put it in this private chat.
Oh.
His nice old bent.
Ow. It's a sore one.
It's just been cutting the leg, no blood.
Yeah. In or out. Make your minds up.
And that must mean also he's got 2 pairs of those hideous trousers.
Yeah.
This scene's really disgusting. Shows the depravity of the.
Like the star just stands in the background like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Yeah. What am I doing? I can't remember what my motivation for this scene was.
Well, look, she's getting the hunger.
Just eat the star and I'm done with it.
Yeah. Ew.
Just stand in the background like a limp dick throughout the whole scene.
Yeah. Well, it's a geneticist, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Back to the hills.
Now, this is a scene here, it's quite controversial. I mean, the Doctor actually killing somebody.
Yeah.
And
there we got
he
blood.
never really does that.
So they just happened to leave their butterfly catching kit behind.
Just left it. He's now dead, but you know.
It just happened to leave. Why would they leave it there?
I don't know. Makes no sense. Makes sense this scene was made to be earlier in the serial than later.
Cyanide crusting.
Yeah.
Or dry ice, as we colloquially call it.
Sure, cyanide crystals don't steam like that if you pour water on them.
It's just dry ice.
Yeah.
Which must have been a bugger for filming in Spain.
Yeah.
The blood is warm and salt, Time Lord.
Yeah, he does. He cyanide poisons a guy.
Maybe it doesn't really kill him. Maybe it just knocks him out.
Well, he has to kill when it's self-preservation.
Your just desserts.
There needs to be a shot with Patrick and the star explaining themselves. Just makes no sense. They're just friends again. Now he's dead. Pink eyebrows.
Even her pustules are glittery. Neat trick.
Really, Matt Smith, remember to do that.
Yeah. Got his kiss. And carrot juice.
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
There we go. Right, where's our fearless leader?
I'm here.
Right,
does everybody want to start giving their ratings for tonight's story? I will start with you, Lee.
Yeah, it kind of dragged. It could have done with being condensed into a couple of episodes. I think Patrick Troughton was woefully underused. It was just like half the time he was either lying down strapped to a table or strapped to a wheelchair. There were some great moments in there though from him. For a multi-doctor story, yeah, it was a bit underwhelming, put it that way. Jacqueline Pearce was great. Again, she's playing Servalan, just in a different costume in a terrible wig. I'm going to give it 6.
No problem. PD Rich?
I found it really convoluted, this episode. It just didn't feel like the Centaurans were actually doing anything in it. It just felt like, like it's just too disjointed and convoluted. It's like, it could have also been condensed to 2 parts. So that whole scene in Seville, which just was a waste of time.
Mm.
So I'm going to give it a 5. I just think it's the worst of the two, of the more than one Doctor episodes.
Not a bother. Super John.
I would give it a 5 out of 10. It's got its problems. The episodes, mainly because they didn't go with continuity. I mean, they went ahead with the current TARDIS walls and the Fifth Doctor's console. They forgot to dye Patrick Troughton's hair black. They went along with the current TARDIS prop.
Adam, who was in the chat earlier, said it was the silver hair was because it was like some kind of because he was on the CIA mission or something like that before events of the War Machine, or from after the War Machine. Before he's, it's like some kind of, I don't know, something to do with that.
I felt the Sontarans were kind of a bit out of place in it, and I thought they just weren't the threatening beings. They were
pathetic.
They are very pathetically portrayed in this. As for Shokai, I thought it was very over the top with knives and all that, and I don't think it would have get made today.
Yeah,
with that kind of level of violence. The Doctor mothballing Shokai in the end. I thought that was a wee bit kind of too much. Just kind of it was the start, basically the start of the show going downhill. Basically anything goes. It's Doctor Who in the John Nathan Turner era towards the end. It really is a kind of mess of an episode. It's not properly put together. I mean, I don't like the idea that the Androgums being the main kind of antagonist in it all and all this, and just too much physical violence, knives and all that. I don't think it really works at all as a story. It's what they're trying to really say here. They're trying to really say that is it to do with the Time Lord secrets and all that, and about genetic manipulation? Was that the whole underlying bit about the story? Or was it just to do with two doctors meeting up again and having an adventure in time and space? It just didn't work with two doctors in it.
Yeah, definitely my worst one. My worst of the more than one Doctor episode.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Some Sontarans they were pointless. It was like they were there just for the sake of being there.
Yeah, and the costumes look very ill-fitting and all that, and the masks and that, and it looked like some of the cast members were very uncomfortable with the clothes that they were wearing because of the heat in
it's the
Spain.
last time you see the Sontarans in the classic.
Yeah, and the locations for filming and all that, it just seems utterly pointless dragging the whole cast away to Spain for just these small scenes.
Yeah, I mean they could have spent that money on, I don't know, special effects or better sets, you know.
Definitely be a two-part.
I felt that Planet of Fire worked a lot better when they were abroad for the volcano scenes and all that, and for the location scenes it worked a lot better. But this just doesn't work at all. It's just a convoluted mess.
Yeah.
Everything thrown together and all that, and the story was written by Robert Holmes, and I feel his interpretation of it was well-meaning and well-written, but when it came to putting it all together and putting it onto screen, it just does not work as a story.
It's a shame because Robert Holmes, you know, is such a great classic writer, and it just seems like either he'd run out of steam or he'd just given up, or maybe he had to write this in a hurry or something.
Yeah.
It just feels like two Doctor Who stories called condensed into one, or three.
Yeah.
Crammed together into one. You got the whole first episode on the space station, and suddenly they're in Seville. It's like,
I like the first episode better than.
Yeah. What I like about the three Doctors is that there's a reason for all the Doctors to come back together, and it's the Time Lords that that brought the Doctors back from their time zones into the current, and I thought that worked very well. But this just doesn't work at all.
And the five Doctors are being manipulated.
Yeah, I thought that there was a good plot element to that, but this just doesn't have that good plot element to this.
Yeah, I think disaster areas is right there. It says there was a good story in there somewhere.
Yes, it was. There was a good story in there somewhere, but it was totally wasted.
It's like three stories just shoved in a food blender and blended together. And poured on a plate. It's like, there you go, story there.
It was John Nathan Turner's idea for going to locations and all that. But the director, was it Fiona Cummings? She had worked out the location for Planet of Fire, and she got Lanzarote the right location for the shoots.
Timofeya and Lanzarote, Been
there. Yeah, but this just doesn't work at all.
No,
just don't like it.
Just the whole Seville bit. It's like, well, why did they have to go to Seville? You could have done it elsewhere.
Yeah, they could have actually done it in England.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Like some cottage
or Wales or something.
Yeah,
because I mean, you're not really getting any kind of dramatic backdrop scenes or mountains or anything like that in it.
Cornwall, you could have done the whole thing in Cornwall.
Yeah, if they even done it in Blackpool, filmed it in Blackpool, I mean, they would have got the tower.
Yeah.
They would get an essence of some true British icons and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just as I said, it's just
guaranteed just wanted a holiday.
Yeah. and the City of Death works out very well as a story, and it's one of my favourite Tom Baker ones.
Oh yeah. It is
When
definitely
they're
one of the
on
best.
the location in Paris and all that, and Tom Baker and Lala holding hands, walking down streets with his big long scarf on. I mean, I could identify with that more than I
And
could
Shada,
identify with
Shada as well would have.
I could identify with that more than I could identify with the two doctors.
Yeah.
Right, leader.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Right. And anybody else want to add that before we finish up?
What we doing next week?
Next week.
I think we should do Galaxy. That's that's my preference. Anyway.
Right, share the Galaxy. Yeah.
I would like to see Silver Nemesis again.
Oh God, no. Oh, that's like one of the worst Cybermen stories. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of a wee bit worse. Remembrance of the Daleks is the best one.
Yeah, that should have been that. I class that one as more the anniversary special than Silver Nemesis.
Yeah. That's what got me back into Doctor Who. Remembrance of the Daleks.
Yeah,
and it's one of my favourite stories.
Yeah, it's one of the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I also like Battlefield for its.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Mordecana.
Yeah, but I don't like Ghostlight.
It makes sense after Rabbi explained it to me. I understand it now. You have to understand what light is, or who light is.
Yeah.
He comes from a universe where nothing evolves.
Uh-huh.
Until he
he
said
doesn't like change.
He doesn't like change. He's an old Brit. Don't like change bad. It's always bad.
Yeah, so he's like anti-evolution. So
yeah, he comes from a universe with no evolution. Until Rabbi told me that, I was like, the second Rabbi told me that, oh, I get it. It's like you need it's like that's one of the episodes you need a bloody a novella to explain everything.
But the acting from the actor that played Gabriel Chase, and I mean, it was very pathetic. The voice was pathetic and everything like that.
Yeah.
You could not take it seriously. I mean, putting that down today to a modern day audience, I mean, they would get very bored with it very quickly and probably just laugh at it.
Yeah.
And our leader there gives the story of 4. I don't know why he's typed it, but there you go. Ask him. I don't know.
Yeah, just a thought. I don't like this story. Never have. The only thing I like about it is Pat Trout.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's got it at 6. If it hadn't, well, I mean, that's the thing is, would it have been better without him, or would it just been worse because it was woefully not just woefully underused, but kind of weirdly used. It was very odd.
It's like you just shoehorned in for the sake along with the Sontarans.
Yeah, and the interplay between the two doctors, they're so, I don't know, so completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least with the first 3 doctors, that they had that kind of, it felt more like a continuity.
Yeah.
But and the 5 doctors, you had the whole set at the time, and then 2 and 6 is just an odd combo,
Yeah.
If they made it properly, I mean, I don't think they just had the budget, the money to make a kind of replica Troughton set, and his version of the police box TARDIS, which I think would have worked a lot better.
Well, they could have done that probably if they hadn't spent all the money and baffed it on going to Seville.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Patrick Troughton's hair black.
5 and 6, it might have worked because Davidson could have balanced it all back out.
Uh-huh.
It was like just it was too far.
But if they had changed it a little bit and had the Brigadier in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, that would have been brilliant.
The Brigadier, Patrick Troughton, and Colin Baker.
That would have been excellent. Yeah.
Colin never had met the Brigadier until Dimensions in Time.
Yeah.
Which was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Brig was chasing the Sontarans. I mean, added to it, you know. Unit would change.
Yeah, in his outfit, and rather than going away abroad and thinking about how you can make a brilliant story.
This would have been a really good Unit story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that would have been really good.
Unit with Androgums and Sontarans and you know, like proper kind of battling and
dodgy
that.
TARDIS was creating like time anomalies around the place, and they're trying to find it. Yeah. That was screwing everything up. That's why Unit were there, because of Sontaran ships.
Mm-hmm. That would have made sense.
It was a story that could be based on good stories.
Yeah. It just felt like 3 concepts just shoved into one.
I just think that John Nathan Turner was just desperate for the holiday and away or to Spain and all that. And,
yeah, Blackpool wouldn't have cut it.
Yeah.
Right.
But imagine Colin Baker with his coloured coat. Running through Blackpool, being chased by Sontarans or something like that, or United Nations Intelligence Task Force locking down Blackpool. That would be cool.
Yeah. That was the plan for after Revelations. That was the next series.
Yeah.
Made.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Might have something in the audio. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's next week then?
Leader.
I don't know. We'll decide during the week.
Okay. Why don't you give me a notification so I can get it out the collection?
Yeah, not a bother. Right, guys, if you could do use our shout outs and stuff, and we'll leave it at that tonight.
Right. Well, you can catch me on Twitter at the Golden Asda, and my other channel is Dread Audio Visual.
Fantastic. PD, Rich.
Well, my shout out goes to Balstrek tonight. It's nice to see him back. And
Balstrek.
Balstrek. Why do I keep going Balstrek? I have to go.
You sound like one of those not my doctor types.
Yeah, Balstrek or the Null Zone. Yeah, but Balstrek. It's nice to see him back in the field.
Yeah.
And I'll be back here tomorrow for the New Who watch along.
Well, hey, Super John.
I've got a Twitter. You can follow me under Real Super Doctor on Twitter. I've got a YouTube account. There you are.
Fantastic. And tomorrow we have.
Why not? Just to the end. Just be kind.
So that's tomorrow. Come and join us tomorrow. Right, I'm going to say good night. Thanks to all the mods in the chat. Thank you for everybody for taking part, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.